down the street from where we're located.
Oh my goodness!
Did you have to sit in that today coming off the highway?
I usually go a different way. I usually
You
take a
you
different
know your
exit.
back roads
I,
here
I
still.
usually take a different exit, but that's if you could just go back 40 years ago, just buy Chick-fil-A's and invest in that, you'd be okay, huh?
No kidding.
Golly.
Or maybe a construction company to build them their own parking decks.
That road right, they've had
Amazing.
construction on that road since I went to school here on the interstate right there. It's
Well,
like they're never gonna fix it.
well, we're at Rally House today. That's at Arena Village on MLK. It's the old Hogman Superstore, and man, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous location. Looks completely different than the previous store did, and of course, it's all Razorback gear. In fact, as I'm looking around, you know how usually there's going to be, even in a campus shop, they'll sell other schools from the SEC logos and stuff in some of their shirts. I don't see any of that here. I really don't. I think I see a yellow hat all the way down there, but that's probably a yellow Razorback baseball hat.
Very European of them.
Is
Yeah.
that we're going to give 500 tickets to the visitors?
Very
We're gonna
EPL.
Fence off the visiting fans in their own
If you're
section.
not part of this family, okay, go on then. We don't really care too much.
People are going to be pretty nice to Alabama A&M fans tomorrow.
We
Probably
should give
nicer.
them ice cream, like what BYU does.
the Provo people, that's right.
Whenever they get off the bus, somebody should be out there handing them ice cream.
Well, they can stop in here first. By the way, they're going to be open at 8 o'clock tomorrow for the first game of the year. And since the Hogs don't play here at Razorback Stadium again for 5 weeks against Notre Dame, might as well get in here early and and shop while you can on a game day. We're here all show long up until 2 o'clock. Darren McFadden will be here 1 to 2:30 signing autographs. You bring your own memorabilia and also buy some here and have him sign it. Not just signing autographs, but talking to people too. So it's kind of like, Matt, he's like following us around right now. Yesterday, McFadden was there at Walmart with Felix Jones and Peyton Hillis. That's an interview. I sat with them for about 12 minutes before they did their meet and greet. And we'll play that interview in the second hour of the show today. I'm not sure if we'll get any time with DMAC because he's here specifically for signing. But, it's kind of funny. And when you think of when you get together or you ever come around some of your former teammates, especially when they were at Arkansas, guys you were around for 3 years, is it almost like you never leave the locker room when you get back together with them, kind of into those old routines that you used to be in?
You can't really put words on it to how to describe it. It's like if you haven't seen your sisters for a while or you haven't seen your parents for 3-4 years and you hear their voice, you can still recognize, like you do. It's you remember the two-a-days, you remember all that stuff you went through, and if it was easy, everybody would do it. But yeah, I don't know if it's the same now with everybody. They play 6 months and they move on. But yes, the teammates you had, and you see, you can tell by the way they walk, and just you can see them from afar and know that that's your brother. That's your family member.
Man, you could imagine the camaraderie 20 years from now be a little bit different with guys that might have spent, even if they're together for a full season. Think of some of the players that transferred in after spring ball. They're really together for about 7-8 months, and then that's it. If they transfer somewhere else, they're out of eligibility, or decide to declare for the NFL. A lot of these guys, if they're teammates, and there's going to be, Sam said there's good feelings around this team, but it's got to feel a lot different from even back in 2021. And I know Sam's tried to draw a comparison between the chemistry that he's feeling now in camp and the 2021 team. It's just there were more guys that were together for 2 or 3 years and had been through the grinder too, through the Chad Morris time and then Sam's first year. So, look, I mean, you got 10 starters back from last year's team, so it's not like they're all completely new. It's just I don't think too many of them have been together for 3 or 4 years, like you were together with some of those guys, and like Hillis and McFadden and Jones and Matt. Peyton and Darren do not let Felix get in a word. And they're just messing with him as much as they possibly can. And the funniest thing is, you'll hear it when we play the interview. You ask Felix a question, and he starts to answer it, but then he's looking out of the corner of his eye, waiting for Peyton Hillis or Darren McFadden to interject and interrupt him and make him laugh. I mean, it was hilarious. They must have been great together, not just on the field when they were teammates, but off the field. They must have been hilarious.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that. That sounds exciting. There's been a lot of great running backs that have came through this, and we talked about Madre Hill, Barry Foster. Yes, we talked about some guys yesterday, but those three guys right there at one time, that might be the best ever. Like if you're saying what's the best backfield Arkansas ever had, not best running. I mean, and McFadden could be the best, but that's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yak. That's a lot of wood with those three guys.
And a lot of yards that I think they at least were able to admit, and it was Peyton Hillis who admitted it first, that if they were playing in today's day and age, you wouldn't be able to keep that backfield together. They're all starting running backs for whomever it is. Most teams, even in the SEC right now, they would drool over getting talent of that caliber to hand the ball as often as you can to. And you know, I just can't imagine that you really see that kind of talent in one backfield together ever again.
You know, I think Lindell White and Reggie Bush out there at USC. I know the Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, and they had a couple other guys at Miami on that 0-1 team.
Got Cadillac Williams,
Ronnie Brown,
yeah,
and they had
Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders.
With on that Auburn team had three of them. But yeah, man, that's Brandon Jacobs was the other one.
Oh,
Brandon Jacobs, Ronnie Brown, and Cadillac. Those three. Yeah, that's
unfair. Just the three of those together, honestly, that's unfair. The size of all three of them.
It's kind of, you know, Brandon Jacobs would be like Peyton Hillis. You know, Cadillac would be like Felix Jones, and nobody's like McFadden.
Matt, have you seen Brandon Jacobs' kid?
I have not seen Brandon Jacobs'
Look
kid.
him up during a break. He towered. Like Brandon's obviously a massive dude.
I think I see a photo. Where's he playing time?
Man, I forgot. But when you brought that up, I was like, because his son is like, he almost looks like it's like Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram.
I was going to say it looks exactly like the famous photo of Henry next to Mark Ingram, because he like I remember Brandon Jacobs is one of the thickest and scariest looking running backs of his time in the NFL.
He won a Super Bowl with the Giants.
It's Braden Jacobs. He's at Clemson. He's a tackle, not a running back. He's 6'7", 355. So he, I think wasn't Brandon Jacobs like 6'4"?
He was big for a running
240?
back. Yeah, he was built like Aaron Judge. You know, he was a little bit on the big side.
He could fit inside his son.
He's kind of like our guy we got right now, our RB2. That's a real similar. That's a good comparison right there. That they'd be similar. Now I think our RB2 might be a little faster, but we'll see. We'll see how he goes.
Obviously, here we've got Ty Richardson back in studio. I neglected to introduce everybody. I just got into the traffic jam, because this has now become my least favorite thing in Fayetteville. I love Fayetteville. I love just about everything about Fayetteville, but I feel like I can complain enough to maybe get something changed. I've done it on the baseball broadcast, and I've done it here on halftime. That old four-corner stop, which isn't a four-corner stop anymore. What is that, 15th and Razorback, which is now a stoplight, which probably should have been a stoplight for over 10, 15 years. The new worst intersection in Fayetteville is MLK and Razorback, and it is because of the Chick-fil-A. It causes traffic that backs up to 49. What are we doing here? It has nothing to do with the actual food that they sell. I have nothing against that. Anything else about the restaurant, I have no problem right now, with the exception of the worst traffic caused by a restaurant that I've ever seen in my entire life. So there you go. We got to do something about this. City leaders, campus leaders, when you figure out the issue with the water supply, and maybe is Weddington all fixed by now? I think it's pretty close to it. Some of the other potholes they got to fix and everything. Just figure out something over there at a major intersection right there by campus, which, by the way, everybody's going to be crossing by when they come to the game tomorrow. Anyway, said my piece. Do something about it. We're at Rally House in Arena Village, MLK, and you can come out and see us up until 2 o'clock. We're right here. As soon as you walk in, you can't miss us. We're the guys wearing red.
We did. Tommy gave us. Ty, I don't know if you got this one, but there's a new. It's almost like a waffle cut. The style of it, it's everything. It seems to be like that Under Armour material. This is kind of more old school to it, but we got a.
Yeah, that'll shrink if you put it in the dryer just a little bit.
Let's go.
It looks sharp.
I don't know if I've got one of those yet. I'm gonna have to pester Tommy after the show.
There you go.
Don't worry. There's plenty of ESPN shirts to go around for the folks at ESPN Arkansas, Ty, even you. And here's what we got on halftime for a Friday. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen in our third hour. We'll play that interview with Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis, and Felix Jones in hour number 2. Fish City Trivia Friday as well. A $25 gift card to Fish City Grill to give out once I figure out what the trivia question is, because I got to be honest, I haven't come up with it yet. And calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline throughout the show, 877-377-6963. And it's Aaron Torres joining halftime, as long as he answers the phone, right after this.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Southpaw from Memphis, Tennessee, number 10, Todd Day. What a slam dunk by the freshman out of Memphis.
All right, so what do you think of the intro? Is that legendary enough for you?
It was great. Yeah, it was legendary.
Don't miss a Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
If the 25th is the silver anniversary and the 50th is gold, what's the 75th? Well, that's the fresh beef, onions, pickles, lettuce, tomatoes, fries, and drink anniversary. Everybody knows that. Get the number one water meal for $7.50 in honor of our 75th anniversary. A meal like that is the way you're supposed to celebrate a 75th. The Whataburger 75th meal deal. Whataburger, what a deal. For a limited time at participating locations.
Equipment down, got a leak, lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric. Sloan, what do you currently have open?
2 journeyman spots open and a 4th-year apprentice. If you have 1 to 2 years experience with those, you'd be a great fit for my company. We do residential, commercial, and industrial installs. Normal working hours are 8 to 4:30, so you can focus on your home life outside of your career. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
All right, Hog fans, listen up. Y'all know Saturdays are about football, and if you're not in the stadium, we found the next best seat in the house. It's at Sofa City. They have this brand new top grain leather, zero gravity power reclining set. It's got power headsets, power lumbar. You can even add a heat and air massage. I'm not kidding. And that's not even the best part. It's got this surround sound you can adjust with the option to add a vibration level to feel every roar of the crowd as though you're sitting there right at the 50-yard line. And if you're looking for deals, Sofa City has recliners starting at just $298. Or you can upgrade your whole setup with a power reclining sofa for only $998. And you know how at most furniture stores you have to wait weeks or months for your furniture? Well, not at Sofa City. They have it in stock, so you can buy it today and enjoy it tonight with great financing options. So don't just watch the game, experience it. Head to Sofa City near you in Fort Smith, Russellville, Harrison, and Mountain Home. Or you can see more at sofacityusa.com.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
On the Lewis Automotive Hotline, joining us on a Friday morning, both where we are and where he is Aaron Torres. It's I was going to say the day before college football starts, but you had college football last night, AT. I got a little bit of Minnesota as they struggled to pull away, but did eventually pull away. I watched a little bit of Nebraska and Cincinnati. First half was a little bit dull. Did you get your eyes on a game last night?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Nebraska game, knowing that, really I think because tonight with Auburn, Baylor, and Colorado, Georgia Tech, I'm going to be pretty committed time-wise. Tried to make a little time for the family last night, so I caught a little bit of the Nebraska game, knowing that basically the next 4 nights are, my only allegiance is to my television and to Fox Sports Radio. So, yeah, fired up. I know we're going to talk about the full Week 1 slate, all that. I will say, arguably from an SEC perspective, you could argue the most important game on that SEC schedule this weekend is tonight with Auburn at Baylor. So, yeah, man, can't believe we're here. The three of us grinded through a lot of Fridays in, I guess, not really June because you guys played baseball late, but maybe July and August. But we are officially here. Very happy to be here with you fellas.
I love it, and you're so right about this too, because you try to squeeze in the family time, and you've been doing that. I mean, you took some trips with your wife. You visited family over the last month and a half, and just try to get, because you can't do it any like Saturdays for the rest of heck. I mean, really for the rest of the year, just like you put forward, because you're also a college baseball guy. Saturdays now are, I guess they say, are for the boys, right?
Saturdays are for the boys. Yeah, that's right. We're taking me straight into May and June because, those SEC series, those aren't for the faint of heart. So maybe this year I'll actually get on a road trip and get down to, Baum Walker Stadium and a couple of the other ones. But no, man, it's, I think we all feel the same way. And, I think we all are fortunate enough to have families that kind of understand that this is what we do. But it's full speed ahead, and I'd rather have too much to talk about probably starting on Saturday night, Sunday morning, than, not as much to talk about like we've had these last few months.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, I would say before we get into some college football, I do want to ask you about the first or second best defensive end in the NFL just got traded to the Packers. What do you kind of make of that, your initial reaction?
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously hosting Fox Sports Radio, this has been a topic of conversation the last probably 6 weeks or so. I'll be real. I thought the history of Jerry, I thought there was going to be some showmanship. I think it was last year with Dak. It was all summer. Are they going to do this? Are they going to do this? And then boom, it was either the first Sunday or the second Sunday of the season. You wake up and they've agreed to the biggest contract in NFL history. So I thought this was where it was going, but I would also add that I think over the last couple weeks it's gotten contentious, and Jerry's been very public about, I had a deal done with Micah and then the agent stepped in, and then obviously, you see Micah kind of laying on a training table during a game, it's gotten weird. And so I still am surprised that it actually happened. It's funny because even on TV right now, I see, the Luka comparison. I don't think it's a total Luka because trade had been part of the conversation. And then lastly, I'll say this, is that I think everyone's going to rag on the Cowboys today, and maybe that's right. But they are a team that has the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb is paid really well. In the NFL, you need young, cheap talent and labor. And I do think the thing you can criticize the Cowboys for a lot, but they largely hit on their first-round picks from Micah Parsons to CeeDee Lamb, on and on. And so I think those 2 first-round picks that they get should turn into productive players in the coming years. So I know that the wound is pretty deep today if you're a Cowboys fan. I know you guys have a lot of Cowboys fans that listen. But in the bigger picture, I think it could end up being a little bit more of a balanced trade in time. We'll see if it happens. But I could understand the frustration of a Cowboys fan today.
Auburn Baylor tonight. Did you see the Auburn depth chart? Not every team is doing depth charts. In fact, it seems like a lot aren't. That makes a lot of sense right now. The Auburn defensive depth chart, they had no starters, or everybody's a starter defensively. Apparently 3 quarterbacks will be playing, 3 different play callers offensively. It's been a weird offseason for Auburn, but yet there's still some expectations for them and a tough opening game against Baylor. What do you think you see tonight?
Well, I mean, you hit on why this becomes so interesting. Is it's been a weird offseason. You know, I've tried to defend Hugh Freeze. I still think he's a pretty good coach, knows what he's doing. I mean, Liberty, I think, won 10 games his final year there. That was 2 or 3 years ago. But I also will readily admit that when you pile on not just the golf stuff and not just everything else, but then on top of it, you have, you have we have 3 different play callers depending on down. We may play 3 quarterbacks. It's weird. I would just say bigger picture, you win tonight, absolutely none of it matters. You know, how much is gamesmanship? I don't know. As far as the game itself is concerned, I think what's easy to forget, I think there's 2 things that are easy to forget. The Auburn offense was actually pretty productive last year. I think they finished top 30 nationally in scoring. Problem was they were last in the SEC in turnover margin and couldn't hold on to the football. And then the other thing is, they do have a real defense. The defense is actually very good, very talented. And so, my hunch is that I think it's a close game. I think it's a relatively competitive game. I don't feel confident in Auburn necessarily getting the win just because it's on the road. I would suspect that Hugh Freeze probably plays it pretty close to the best. He does have a good defense. I expect it to be kind of a low-scoring 21-20, 2017 type game that could be decided either way.
Yeah, that Texas-Ohio State game, I think it's going to be something. I think first 1 to 28 might win that game. Maybe the Big Ten's already taken over from the SEC, Aaron. But let's say the Big Ten wins a national championship again. Let's say it's Penn State. They could do it. Would you then say the Big Ten is the best football conference in America? And if they're able to win, there'd be a 3rd straight national championship by a 3rd different team.
It's a great question. My opinion on this is pretty across the board the way most people feel. Is I still think you talk about on a week-in, week-out basis. Listen, Arkansas beat Tennessee, made the college football playoff. Vanderbilt beat Alabama last year. On a week-in, week-out basis, I still think it's the toughest league. But I think that the grip is definitely narrowing. Certainly at the top, you can argue that the Big Ten has caught the SEC. And I do kind of think it's an important season from a public perception standpoint for the SEC. I think you have to have a team that's good enough to win it, whether it's Texas, whether it's whatever, that's there in the end, that's there in the conversation. Because, it's easy to forget this. Not only has an SEC team not won the championship the last 2 years, they haven't played for a championship. And, oh, by the way, they've gotten beaten by the best of the Big Ten. Obviously, Michigan beating Alabama 2 years ago, Tennessee and Texas getting knocked out of the playoff last year by Ohio State. So this is all a long-winded way of me saying I think this is an important year where nobody questions that, Team 8, Team 9, Team 10 probably is better than any league in college football. But, head-to-head results should matter and do matter. And right now I do think there is a little bit of a perception issue that the SEC kind of needs to right. I think the good news is, it starts tomorrow, right? They have really tonight with Auburn, but certainly starts tomorrow. If Texas goes into Ohio State, if LSU goes into Clemson, I think these narratives can flip pretty quickly.
What do you think you're going to see in the horseshoe tomorrow? I mean, we're kind of expecting something in the 20s, right?
I think if one of these teams gets to 30, I think that team will win the game. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. What I keep going back to is there's so much unknown. The only thing that I do know is that Texas defense is sick. A lot, we always do the where would Jeremiah Smith have been drafted if he was eligible for the draft last year, or DJ Lagway or whoever. Texas has 2 or 3 guys on that defense. It's Colin Simmons was a true freshman that had like 11 sacks last year or something like that. And I know they played, a couple extra games because the playoff is so deep, but like they got guys all over the field. And I think the other thing too, and I think this is a bigger metaphor for all of college football. Ohio State, everyone talks about the new players, 2 new coordinators, and I think that's a big X factor. And by the way, I think it's a big X factor not just in that game, but you look across college football, right? Alabama with Ryan Grubb, Florida State, Gus Malzahn calling plays. Miami has a new defensive coordinator. Clemson has a new defensive coordinator. Jim Knowles at Penn State. So you go on and on down the list. Maybe it's recency bias on my part. It really does feel like a lot of these top programs, one, have a lot of turnover at the top. We know about the new quarterbacks, but I don't think we're talking enough about all the new coordinators, all the new voices. And so to me, that's kind of why I like Texas tomorrow. The staff is basically back intact. The defense is basically back intact. And Ohio State will get there. But you're talking about not only probably 16, 17 new starters off of last year's team, but also 2 new coordinators as well.
There's a very interesting matchup, I think, happening with Notre Dame and Miami. You have a veteran quarterback who's played a lot of college football in Carson Beck, and then you have a true freshman, Lloyd Carr's son, that's starting for Notre Dame, which I think Notre Dame has a better team. But first game of the year, things happen. How you playing in that Florida heat? How do you see Notre Dame Miami going?
Interesting game. I'll say this about that one. First off, what I just said, 2 new defensive coordinators. Miami's defense was terrible last year. Notre Dame lost their coordinator because they were so good on defense last year. So that's interesting. Both coordinators, by the way, coming in from outside the program. So it's not like you're just elevating from within. I think the other thing about that game, I'll say this. I don't really have a super strong opinion on who wins that game. I do think the narrative has skewed too far on Carson Beck. Is that I get that, people were talking about him as the number 1 pick in the draft last year. He clearly wasn't that. But, in a down year in which Georgia's receivers led the country in drops, that is a real stat. I'm not making it up. He threw for 28 touchdowns and I think completed 66, 67% of his passes. That's in a down year. And so, he is coming off elbow surgery, which probably needs to be discussed a little bit. But I just think, I still think he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks in college football, and I still think he's probably an NFL player. And so, what it means for Sunday night, I'm not totally sure. But I think that's a team that, I don't know if people are giving up on them per se, but I still think they're probably at about a 10-11 win regular season because I just think we're dismissing the quarterback maybe a little bit.
AT, let's leave it there, right up against the break, okay? We'll get more into it next Friday, and that's just before Arkansas plays against a real FBS team. Looking forward to it. I think we lost him, too. Yeah, that's my expectation.
Good timing.
It's not like we lost Aaron there for a quick moment. All right, we're going to take a break. You can get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Been serving our listening audience over 3/4 of a century and counting. You're going to get the best RV purchasing experience at Crabtree RV. Help you choose the right RV. Personalized financing right there, and a top-of-the-line parts and service department too. Crabtree RV, where I-40 and I-49 come together in Alma, and online at crabtreerv.com. Live at the Rally House in Fayetteville. Halftime's back right after this.
This is Halftime.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey everyone, David Rath here with Rath Auto Resources. Our state sales tax paid offer was a big hit. Frankly, we've been too busy selling cars to come up with an inspired replacement. So in my stereotypical artistic procrastination, I just gave up and decided to extend the sale through Labor Day. Just bring in your old ride and get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day weekend. Probably. Just know the reason why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Get state sales tax paid when you trade, now through Labor Day at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Picture this. It's lunchtime or dinner time, whatever. It's time to eat Taco Bell time. Time to choose which Lux Cravings box you'll get. Iconic staples for $5, an abundance of faves for $7, or maybe something new. The lavish $9 Discovery box with crispy, cheesy street chalupas. And now it's time to indulge. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box today at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Really cares to hold me.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
You know, Matt, there's a lot to digest about this Micah Parsons trade, isn't there? So you're looking into the obviously the reasons why you do this. Jerry didn't think they were gonna come to some sort of an agreement. Hey, Ty, you got to turn that microphone down back there.
I think they were $8 million a year off, something like that. So,
$8 million a year
for 4
off.
years. So what?
Is that a lot in today's day and age?
Hey, Ty.
Ty, we hear everything you're saying back there. Kind of hard to have the conversation. There we go. Much better. Much better. Look, what was the age? What was Herschel Walker's age when he traded him? 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was 27 years old. It was in the middle of a season. It's a different thing. They didn't get a Pro Bowl player back for him, but you're getting a Pro Bowl tackle in Kenny Clark. So, what do you make of this? What do you make of, first of all, the reasons you think and who wins? Of course, everybody wants to know who wins the trade before anybody plays a game.
I think it's a really good trade for Dallas. If you're not going to come to an agreement, you have to get something back, and that's kind of the point. And I think they did. They get 2 first-rounders. Now, I like Green Bay a little bit more. That NFC North is tough, but I think Green Bay could win that conference, at least be a playoff team. So, you're 24th pick, and you're going to get it's not going to be like a top 8, top 10 pick. And then what is Dallas? What was that stat since 1989? The Dallas Cowboys have drafted more All-Pro players than any other team in the NFL at 51. So they actually are pretty good in the draft.
Well, you're letting one of those Pro Bowl players go now, I mean, the word generational, I guess, gets thrown out a little bit too much. But in terms of the best pass rushers in the NFL, Micah Parsons, you could make an argument he's the best.
He has the best rate. Since the last 3 years, he's over 30% on quarterback hurry rate. He has the most. He's the best at it. If you're looking, you're trying to look at whatever stat you're trying to get at. The eye test tells you he's amazing. I think Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. There's a couple guys that are just better, and Micah Parsons is one of those guys. He's a game changer.
Well, and you know that all the Cowboys fans are going to want them to use one of these draft picks.
Week 4 Sunday night, Green Bay and Dallas.
Oh, I didn't even know.
And wasn't that 2 years ago, Jordan Love's first ever playoff game? They went into Dallas and whooped them. I don't even know if Micah was playing that game, but Green Bay went in there and whooped them. So that's going to be interesting.
One of the amazing things about the Herschel Walker trade was that the season before he got traded, he has this 1,500 yards, looks incredible, and then never reached that level again. It's not like Walker wasn't a productive NFL player with Minnesota or Philadelphia or even Dallas near the end of his career, but it just wasn't anywhere close to being the same kind of player. You would be supremely surprised if Micah Parsons has a fall off like that, where again, it's not like Herschel Walker was a trash heap player when he got traded, and after that, it's just that the Vikings didn't get what they thought they were getting. You imagine the Packers are going to get what they think they're getting, right?
You would think so. I would think it's kind of similar to Khalil Mack. When Khalil Mack got traded and went to the Chicago Bears, he was still in his prime. At the time, some considered him to be the number 1 defensive end outside linebacker in the world. And when I looked at they were doing this stat like Pro Football Edge. It had Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons 1-2, defense, T.J. Watt 3rd.
Well, trades like this don't happen too often, Matt. It's especially NFL trades. Baseball trades, you get a deadline for it. You get dozens of them. It's tough to sift through all of them. In the off season too. So football trades like this doesn't happen too often. Literally a franchise corner piece traded away, and that ends it now. I mean, that's the end of the controversy. Can't be a surprise. I mean, you get this Netflix special coming out, which people are saying I think it's entertaining, and I still have a bunch of it to watch. But I appreciate the thought of what it is. I do. There's the same with The Last Dance. That was a bit of a PR piece for MJ.
Mm-hmm.
This Cowboys deal is also a PR piece for Jerry, showing you how he built that scary monster, helped obviously build the scary monster, and the main piece of it is the trade. And here it is, you're trying to build another monster again, and this trade, maybe is the thing that can jumpstart it. It's just, does it come with a quarterback eventually? That's the thing I was going to get at. All the Cowboys fans are going to want a quarterback to be one of these 2 first-round picks.
That's what I was going to say. You have the highest-paid quarterback in the league right now, Dak Prescott. That's your guy. He's still the guy.
Got Jackie in Crossett, who has given us a call on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's 877-377-6963. Jackie, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm out here on the water fishing.
Hey, that's great. You can do two things at once, chewing gum too, right?
That's right. I'm an old Razorback fan. I'm in my 70s, and so I just had a comment. Y'all may have talked about this, but last night, to me, it's a disgrace to see a Lindsey quarterback in Minnesota. I mean, how in the world could somebody that good, that is that smart, how could they not want him at the University of Arkansas?
I understand what you're getting at. I watched the second half of that game, and there was a part where Tim Brando was all over this from the start. I mean, he was tweeting about not just Lindsey, but his connection to Razorback football 2 days ago or a day ago when they had their production meeting, and he was all over it. I don't have the sound for it, but he did it was about 60 seconds, 90 seconds or so on not just Drake Lindsey and the connection to Arkansas, but at least what Brando's understanding is of how Razorback fans feel about it, of which, Jackie, you are one of those fans. And I thought there was nothing odd about it because it's the background story of the starting quarterback from Minnesota, but it was just interesting on a Minnesota telecast and on a network that the Hogs will never show up on FS1. They're getting a little history on Razorback football, Matt. I thought it was really interesting.
Man, good for Drake, man. I don't know who our quarterback coach was at the time, if it was Kendall Briles, if it was Dan Enos. Somebody dropped the ball on that. I mean, for whatever reason.
They're pointing to Petrino for that.
But they
said
they got KJ Jackson, like that. He's the next guy. So, good for him. I'll be pulling for him. I'll be pulling for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Absolutely.
Hey, I mean, it looked to me that I know it took a little bit of time to get things going, but they ended up 19 for 35, 290 yards, a couple of the touchdowns in the air, and there was one which was a kind of a shorter throw to Jalen Smith, but he found him wide open running through. 60-yard pass, 60-yard touchdown. He didn't throw it 60 yards. It looked like he threw it about 30, but it was a great play. True freshman. I thought he looked great. Jackie, though, there's nothing that you could hear, about why whomever it was that decided not to recruit him. And I think it's Petrino because you're talking about, a kid that's.
Is he a redshirt freshman?
He's a freshman. He's a true freshman, I think.
So he was a high schooler last year. I thought he was up there for a year. Okay.
Jackie, there's nothing that you could hear that would make you feel differently about it, though, because you heard Brando say it yesterday if you watched the game, right?
Yeah. He's good. And from Fayetteville, Lindsey, I just don't get it.
Well, I understand that. I get it, Jackie. Appreciate your phone call. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. I think it's Petrino because he would have been the last. He would have been he's in his second year. So yeah, he would have been here, I think, in Lindsey's junior season.
Well, we talk about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably already had a relationship with PJ Fleck before, and so it's kind of hard to come in. Same thing, kind of with the kid at Greenwood. If you like somebody and you have a relationship with them, and you want to go play for them, I think that's still part of the game.
Dudley just texted me, redshirt freshman.
Yeah,
it is Bobby's call. That you always expect a legacy, especially one with a last name Lindsey. You're always going to think, well, of course he's going to be a Razor. It's like we got into it like that yesterday with about some of the kids across the state. Remember that I think it's 4 out of 10, or is it 4 out of the top 10 on the 24/7 Sports in-state rankings are on this year's Razorback team. But that means 6 of 10 are elsewhere, and they're playing major Division I football. Not just Division I, they're playing FBS in one of the power leagues, including the SEC in a couple of cases. But none of them have the last name Lindsey, which, that's on the short list of last names that goes a long, long way with the Hog program and really all across the state. So, you say, well, the idea is somebody dropped the ball, but what if he isn't a fit? It's like, how do you balance this? If the coordinator, who's also the quarterback's coach, is looking at him and saying square peg round hole, where are you supposed to go?
Yeah, for somebody didn't like him, that's for sure. But it takes one team to like you. I think the kid's talented. We talk about this. We're letting way too many kids in the state that can play big time Division I, Power 4 football. We're letting way too many of them get out. It's wild.
877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Make sure you get a look at Roback.com sometime soon, especially before you come out to your first Razorback football game, because they got an amazing collection of Arkansas game day gear at Roback.com. Specially designed Q-zips, hoodies, polos, and much more with Razorback logos right there on them. And there's 20% off at Roback.com on your first order when you use the code RUSH25 at checkout. RHOBACK.com, RUSH25 at checkout. It's Roback, where action meets comfort. Back to wrap up hour number 1 at Rally House in Fayetteville in just a moment.
I got Jones. Don't be so cool, dude.
This is halftime.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission's simple: improve the quality of life in our communities. We've expanded to several non-member areas to help new communities. If you live in areas near Altus, Branch, Coxville, Mountainburg, Murray, Spur, or Ozark, Wave Rural Connect may be available to you right now. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect will continue opening new areas throughout 2025.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Well, I love the way you dance.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
We're live at Rally House on Arena Village on MLK. Phil Elson, Matt Jones. Jeremy's here, too. He's
nice beard. I'm liking the beard. Yeah.
Jeremy got a little bit of time to match Matt's length of beard, though. You got the right color.
You got it going.
It was actually longer. Rally House changed their dress code policy, so I had to trim it down a little bit.
Right on.
Matt, don't get a job at Rally House, okay?
Are y'all hiring? I might need some work.
The store looks great.
Thank you. We've worked hard for this store. We actually expanded this store last January, reopened in February. It used to be half this size.
That's right. I noticed that it's a little bit larger than usual. It's got a different sign as well. The old sign's up there, so everybody knows where it is. But it
Yes, sir.
looks like a completely different place.
Absolutely. And we only carry Razorbacks.
I was going to say, I see the slogan under the Rally House logo says local stuff. Literally as local as it gets. All you carry is stuff from the school across the street.
Absolutely. And this is actually unique to our market. Our other stores in the market, they actually carry other teams. So if you're looking for other product, we do have 2 more stores in the Fayetteville area.
That's what I told him, and I've been at other Rally Houses, Matt, where you see they've got a wall with other SEC things, and then there's a bunch of tomatoes that are thrown at them and salad dressing and all that kind of stuff. You were just trying to keep the place clean.
Absolutely. Yep. But yeah, if you're looking for Razorbacks product, we're the place to go. We've got more than anybody else in town.
Bet you sell a bunch of stuff today that gets signed by Darren McFadden.
I hope so. I sure hope so. We've got our autograph balls. We've got the mini helmets. We've got jerseys with the number 5 on it. So come out, get your McFadden jersey.
This is the thing for me that's a lot different from any kind of merchandise shop that I would have gone to growing up as a kid, because now we all have maybe 9 or 10 different forms of mobile drinking apparatuses. Your sets of tumblers, now those can get signed too, but it looks like you might have 1 million of these on these shelves.
Absolutely. We've got, if you can think of it, we can get it for you. Whether that's online or in store, we can get it.
That's awesome. There's no place happier than a merchandise store before the day before the first football game. I was going to say fall, but it's not fall. It just feels like it.
It does. I'm loving the reprieve from the heat. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys are open what time tomorrow? Because the kickoff is 3:15.
We're going to be open at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So bright and early.
They come in bright and early too. You'll be ready for them.
Absolutely.
Arkansas native, Jeremy?
I am not an Arkansas native. My father was.
Yeah.
So I've been to Arkansas growing up repeatedly. I'm actually from Oklahoma City.
Okay. So you jumped at the chance to get over here because you just know how intense Razorback fans are.
Hey, it was a new market, needed some help growing, so I jumped at the chance. I jumped at the opportunity to come up here and help grow this Razorback market.
That's awesome. Well, you're going to have a lot of people coming in today. Darren McFadden will be here 1 until 2:30, right?
Yes, sir.
We're here until 2 o'clock for halftime. And then tomorrow, they'll be in and out all day long.
Yes.
Make sure you get the game on a TV at some point. We'll have you on another hour. We want to talk a little bit more about what makes Rally House different from everybody else, because I think there are a few things. Hour number 2 of halftime rolling up in a moment. Lewis Automotive Hotline is 877-377-6963. We'll also have our interview that I recorded last night with Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis, and Felix Jones in just a little bit. Stay with us. Halftime back in a moment.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two. With fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
The Big Jelco Outdoors Summer Clearance Sale is going on now. Summer clothing by Ariat, Drake, Under Armour, Wrangler, and more. Men's and women's clothing now 50% off. Select Western boots by Ariat, Justin, R. Watson, Durango, and Twisted X, 50% off. Lazy Man box blinds for hunting season. Save hundreds of dollars off. Don't miss the 50% summer clearance sale. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-throughs, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars, it's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly cloudy skies. There is a chance of a few showers across the south. Our high today, upper 70s to low 80s. We should see a decrease in the clouds later tonight, upper 50s to low 60s. And just a slight chance of showers, the storms across the south on Saturday, highs mid 80s. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 1 day. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Ask me if I'm all right. What kids they dominate, and we not doing it.
We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they were one race back.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Halftime continues here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. 12:01 in the afternoon. We're live at Rally House, located at Arena Village on MLK. It's right across from, I think this was the first 7 Brew that I ever remember seeing right here, right across from it. So you can't miss it as long as you get past the traffic jam of the Chick-fil-A. We don't have any guests in hour number 2. It is you and us. Sort of a guest, 3 guests, an interview that was recorded yesterday at the ESPN Experience at Walmart on Mall Avenue. Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis were over there to sign autographs, meet some folks, but they gave us about 12 minutes to talk, and so we'll play that in the next segment. So if you want to get with us, now is the time. Lewis Automotive Hotline is 877-377-6963. How about a 4-homer game last night in the major leagues?
First team all softball, my first pick would be Ryan Schwarber.
I'm not getting into a lot of baseball the day before college football starts here in Arkansas, but a 4-homer game deserves some mention. Kyle Schwarber, 1 homer short of 50 now. Yeah, he's as softball as it gets, but, man, the guy's really good at doing one thing, and that is swinging a bat. I don't know what position you'd put him at anymore. He was a catcher when he came up, played a little outfield. I'm not sure he was very good there. First base, I don't know, but you leave a hanging breaking pitch up against him, and he is absolutely going to crush it. 2 of the balls were launched over 400 feet. 1 of them was an upper deck shot. The other 2 were wall scrapers, including an opposite field home run. 21st 4-homer game ever, Matt, and he still had a chance for a 5th home run. I guess, Philadelphia scored something like 19 runs yesterday? Never seen a 4-homer game up close in my life. I've called a couple of 3-homer games. Chad Spanberger, Kendrys Morales, Jason Heisman. So 3 of them have called that. And I don't remember that they had a chance to hit a 4th. So Schwarber's amazing. You know, 4 Phillies. Somebody made light of this earlier. The first Philadelphia Philly to hit 4 home runs in a game was a guy named Ed Delahanty, who was a known drunk. This would have been in the 1890s, and he died when he got off of a team train drunk and fell into Niagara Falls. I have a feeling Kyle Schwarber is going to lead a little bit of a longer life than Ed Delahanty did.
Would you go over if somebody, because they do this, I don't know when the last time they've done it, but you see them, the scientists, whatever, but they put you in like some type of igloo, some type of, I don't know, probably looks like a space capsule, and then that people go over.
Have you ever been in Niagara Falls?
No, I haven't been. Would you ever do that?
No.
Yeah.
Never. I've been there 3 times. It's gorgeous. The town on the Canadian side is a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of those places that has a wax museum. So that'll tell you the kind of town it is. But the falls in and of themselves are beautiful. And then there's the exhibits that show you the people that tried to go down in one of those.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
One of those capsules you're talking about. Most of them did not make it. I like thrill just as much as anybody else, I guess, just not at that level.
Yeah, I asked the question knowing what my answer would be. I just didn't know. Ty, would you do something like that? I know the tuna would definitely. He's the tuna. He of course he would do it.
I do it.
Ty would do it.
Didn't was it last year basketball opened up in Buffalo in March Madness? Didn't they go to Niagara Falls just so they could say they saw it? Pretty sure they did. And I think they got out of Buffalo too, winning 2 games. So why not? Got a little good tradition there. Speaking of Charlie, here he is. Charlie, would you put yourself in an aluminum can and roll yourself over? Well, probably not aluminum, wouldn't work. Steel drum and roll yourself over Niagara Falls just for giggles.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Just to make you guys laugh. I mean, why not, right? I mean,
that was as rhetorical of a question as I've ever asked.
He's the tuna.
I mean, I'm the tuna, right? I got to do it. Like, yeah. You guys have given me, it's like if I was a wrestler or something and, they give them their name sometimes. You guys have given me this persona.
That's great.
So I'm running with it.
I would want, if I was a wrestler, I'd want to be really slippery, just like a tuna.
Can you imagine that, them announcing that as I'm coming out? What kind of music would I have? And here, standing at 6 foot, 200 and whatever pounds, the tuna. I don't even know what kind of intro I would have. I don't even know what you put up there. I guess a tuna can. Other than that, what else would you have? I'll let you guys handle it. You guys are the creative ones, not me, obviously. So anyways, go ahead.
Maybe by Tuesday when we have our next show, I'll have an idea for you. Because right now, I think we might have gone off the rails. But go ahead.
Well, what's new? Nothing as crazy has happened in the sports world in the past 24 hours. So I don't want to. I have no idea what's going on. I've been kind of living under a rock, if you guys know what I mean. But I am excited about the Hogs tomorrow. Ready to get this thing going. Matt, I want to ask you, those 3 guys that Phil was just talking about, I know you turned around and handed the ball off to some great players. I do. Great guys. But I had a dream last night, and I know this is going to sound really weird, but if I could have pictured, and I know Ty would even love this too, like Matt Jones at quarterback and those three guys at running back, how would Houston Nutt draw that up, Matt? How creative could he be? Because he was pretty creative with the whole Wildcat thing. Well, I mean, would you really have to? You got Matt Jones. Phil, what do you think?
Who was
I mean,
in the
that would be
backfield your last year? Because Peyton played that year, didn't he?
True freshman.
That is right.
The Corey
That's
Birmingham.
right.
Darius Howard?
Darius Howard.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Before that, Fred Talley, Cedric Cobbs, Brandon Holmes.
That's
a
great college
You had
backfield.
some great teammates. You had some great teammates, Matt. I'm just saying, like, to have those three unbelievable players on one team, and then if you had Matt Jones too, like, man, I don't know. Anyway, that would have been awesome. But look, I do want to say this real quick. I want to put a bow on it, guys. I am not upset by any means about what happened, other than the fact that they took forever to make the deal. Look,
you mean with the Dallas Cowboys? Because the last segment, people were upset that Drake Lindsey's not at Arkansas.
Oh, yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Phil. The Cowboys. Look, the thing about it is, my thing is, stop dragging these things out. Make this deal earlier. Like, again, like, that's, if you want to move on from the player, we'll make a decision. And especially right before the draft, when people are more willing to trade picks and players. Kenny Clark is a good player, guys. He really is. But, guys, I mean, I'm sorry. The Cowboys this year to win, and I think it's going to have, by the way, I do think their offense is going to be a top 10 offense. I do believe that. Because I think you finally have a legit two receiver. They're going to look like Cincinnati last year. They may not win a lot of games. I think they're going to put a lot of points on the board. But good luck stopping some people. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. That's kind of my expectation for the Razorbacks, honestly. I think you're going to score a lot of points. I think you may struggle to stop teams. It's not necessarily tomorrow. Although, like, what if this happens? Just checking some of the box scores. I don't know all that happened by it, and I don't know what kind of expectations you might have for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. So they beat Ohio yesterday, but allow 200 rushing yards to the Ohio Bobcats. I know Ohio's got a scrambling quarterback and everything. It's just that's one of those numbers that if you walk away from it, even if 3-point win against Ohio, that should scare you if you're Scarlet, if you're the Scarlet Knights, or but like what number would scare you if you see anything tomorrow out of Alabama A&M?
Well, it's going to be consistent is what would scare you. If they have multiple runs of 7 yards, 12 yards, 7,
some chunks.
If they break one for 70, that's okay. Sometimes teams break one, you fill a gap wrong, your pursuit angle. There's some things, but it's going to be the overall. So if there's 35 carries. Let's say for the team, and 28 of them are positive. What is their yards per carry? That's what I want to see. They might break one. That's okay, but it's the consistency of if they continue, if they have, let's say, 15 runs of over 5 yards, that's when I'd be kind of a little nervous about it.
I was looking at. I did not watch Missouri beat UCA 61-6 yesterday. But you're looking at anything on the box score, and I'm not sure if anything.
With
there
their
should
running back,
necessarily
he was
scare you.
preseason All-American in the for the Missouri. He was considered the best running back in the SEC preseason.
Hardy, 10 carries, 100 yards, and they did not play Sam Horn, who was supposed to be battling for the quarterback job. Bo Pribula, the transfer out of Penn State. Remember all the things that are wrong with the transfer portal. You could point to the last year's Penn State backup transferring before the playoff game so that he could find a place to play, and he played for Missouri yesterday, and he may end up, it looks like he's their starting quarterback.
Drew Aller's a stud. You kind of know he was coming back, and that's part of it. You don't want to sit. You got to get reps, and so it'll be interesting to see him play. There's a lot of golf left before we play Missouri. But that'd be an interesting matchup. I've never seen him throw a pass, so I'm looking forward to watching him play.
Hey, Joe's Grill and Cantina kicks off the football season tomorrow with half-price apps and taps if you wear your Razorback gear. That's only if you wear your Razorback gear. Half-price apps and taps tomorrow at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith, where you can also check out the 10-layer dip, the Chimmy Paquitos, Ultimate Sampler, and Mexican Pizza tomorrow opening weekend, half-price apps and taps when you're wearing your Razorback gear all day long at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 2400 South 74th, right across from Harps, and online at joesfortsmith.com. When we return, you'll hear my interview from yesterday with Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis. This is Halftime.
Time.
All right, let's break someone's clavicle on 3. 1, 2, 3. Break someone's clavicle. Hit the field. Let's go. Move it. Move it. I love Arkansas. I love everything. Yeah, give me that thing. Yeah.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield. The 40. The 30. College at the 20. To the 10. To the 5. To the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas.
As you can tell, this means a lot, you know.
Only on ESPN 95.3. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location. We're here today at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 here on I-540 in Fort Smith. Hey, do you know what your vehicle is even worth? If you don't, you can bring your vehicle to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540, and get a free appraisal of your vehicle. That's right, a free appraisal of your vehicle. It takes less than 10 minutes, and you'll be shocked what your vehicle is worth in today's market. There's never been a better time to trade or outright just sell your car, and Harry Robinson is the place to do it because nobody will pay more for your trade than Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Come find us today, exit 11 off I-540 here in Fort Smith. You can find their selection there or online at harryrobinson.com, and stop by before Labor Day to take advantage of state sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. This is ESPN 95.3.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again. If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Price apps and taps are back at Joe's Grill and Cantina every Arkansas game day. Wear your hog gear and get half price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Enjoy 10 layer dip, chimney paquitos, the ultimate sampler, and Mexican pizza, all half price during Arkansas games. And all your favorite beers on tap are half price. Half price apps and taps during every Arkansas game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Welcome back to Halftime, a really special segment here. You might have heard us yesterday at the ESPN Experience in Walmart in Fayetteville on Mall Avenue, and we were talking about a legendary backfield that was going to get back together to meet with fans, and they're with us right now. We've got Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, and Peyton Hillis all together. All kind of dressed a little bit similar too, guys. You guys look great. It's nice to have you here. And just judging, Darren, judging from what it looked like a moment ago with you guys joking around, it almost looks like you guys are coming from the same locker room. Teammates never lose that feeling amongst themselves, do they?
I think that's one thing, like I say, man, we have a brotherhood that's so strong, man. It's like you say, it's like we just were with each other yesterday. Anytime we can get together, man, like I say, telling jokes and laughing, just talking about old times is always fun. I was telling them a story earlier. I went to a thing. I was telling them about when we were throwing the ball to the net and you threw it and hit BK. So,
knocked him out.
It's just, we get together and just have fun, man. We have a lot of stuff that we've done over the years, man, just putting in work together. And, it's just we're fortunate enough to be able to still hang out with each other and talk to each other about those things and laugh and smile about them, man.
Felix, those moments, it's the people will ask you like your favorite moment as a Razorback, and I would imagine, yeah, you remember the moments on the field, the big moments, big wins, moments like that, but it's probably the stuff that happened off the field and maybe out of the locker room too that you remember most. Is that about right?
Man, it's been about 10 years now. But
20,
10 years.
Got to Tulsa now.
It's been more like 20 years.
Now you see they still on my head with that. But no, yeah, we there's definitely some memories that we had during practice and things that you wouldn't see, and I think that's what made us come together and bond and still be able to have the same relationship in the locker room, as we did.
Peyton, with the perspective of 20 years, I mean, you probably knew while you were playing together that you were in the midst of something really special just with the three guys that were in that backfield at the same time. With the perspective of 20 years, does it feel like even more special than when you were in it?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, only because, I guess in any situation, you really don't know what you have till it's gone anyway. And so you start, reminiscing about times past and stuff like that, and you really remember those days, like you said, the small things. But, what's even better is being in that situation and being, close to these guys. I mean, not only are they great athletes, but they're great individuals. I mean, they've not changed. They're going to be the same person every time you meet them. And, these guys are superstars. And they treat everybody with respect. You wouldn't know that they were. And that's the best thing about being around these guys, just being down to earth, honestly. Thank you, Paige. You're welcome,
He sounds like he means it too, Darren. He's very genuine about all this.
No, man, I tell people, man, Peyton is probably one of the most kind-hearted, polite people you'll meet, man. And like I say, that's something that we all have in common. I think that's why we all mesh so well together. We all are very humble. We're not these big attitude guys that's bigger than life. We all very humble, and we all work well together. And so that's something that made our relationship work so great.
Do you think some of that has to do with? And I know you're from Tulsa, Felix, but you're an Arkansan. Come on, I mean, I know it's not the state of Arkansas, but it's practically, and you're a native now. For all we're concerned,
I take it.
Does it have to do with being from Arkansas? For the being humble, that's a trait from being from this state. Do you think that has something to do with it?
A lot of people always tell me, like, well, traveling around the country, they say you have a good Southern manner. So I think it may just be a Southern thing, man. But I know my parents wouldn't have it any other way, and so I had a grandmother that would probably pull your ear if you didn't say yes sir, no ma'am, yes sir, no. Goodness gracious, can't get my word out. Yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and it's just a respect factor, man. I just believe in treating everybody like a good, genuine human being.
You guys have all kept yourself in amazing shape too. Like, truthfully, Peyton, how do you do it?
Not eating. I mean, I found out that working out doesn't work. I mean, you just got to not eat.
Wasn't that the opposite of being a football player? You had to keep eating over and over?
Yeah, but I'm 40 now, so I can't really do that no more.
Doesn't quite work like that. Felix, how do you do it? You still look like you could hold the ball a little bit here.
I'm with Peyton. It's not easy. I'm serious. It's not easy because I can sit there and be on my backside and have a 2-burger, double burger or something, and that just sit right there. So,
how do you guys take in Razorback games now? I know that every once in a while you get a chance to be at a game here, but when you watch a game, are you watching it intently? Like, stay away from me. I don't care about the commercials. I need to watch the game. What's it like for you, Darren?
Unfortunately, yes. When you watch those games, it's I've been kicked out my own living room before, so watching those games it get intense, man, and you try not to judge it or anything, but it's hard to watch sometimes. It's hard to watch, but I'm a Razorback fan, man. I'm gonna continue to watch, and I deal with the pains that I have to deal with along the way.
Well, Peyton, what do you think about where the team appears to be right now? And it's a little difficult to tell before the first game here in 2025, just because in this era, rosters are so different year to year, especially this one. But what do you think about the state of Arkansas football now, and maybe what we're hoping to see this next season?
The only word that really comes to mind is identity. Mm-hmm. It seems like, any team can find it. And year-to-year basis, no matter what kind of talent you have, I feel like Arkansas has lost its identity about who they are and what it takes to take the step forward. When we were playing, we knew our identity. We knew that we were going to run the football, and we knew that we were going to ground and pound, and we knew that our defense had to hold them 21 points, and we're going to win the football game. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just seems like, I guess with the NIL stuff too, it's probably a lot harder, but I mean, I just want to see Arkansas come away with some kind of identity, something that they stake themselves on, say we're going to hold on to this.
Felix is over here shaking his head when you said NIL. I mean, that's the big elephant in the room, and what's changed college sports so much, along with the transfer portal. Why were you shaking your head when you heard that?
Because it would have changed all three of our lives.
It really would have. How often will you guys get at? Because I'm going to ask it at some point. I'll ask it now. The era that you guys played in, heck, the era from 5 or 6 years ago was totally different from right now. Do you wish you played now, or are you happy that you played back then?
I would never change playing with these
guys. I tell people, like, for me, for everything that I've done in the past, good, bad, in between, and different, I feel like it made me to where I am today, so I wouldn't change any of that. And so I feel like the era of football now, I don't want to sound like one of these old bitter guys or something, but it's not it's not as it's a little more tapered down now. I can't think of the right word for it, but it's a little more tapered down when it comes to the hit and the physicality of it. Even doing tour days, we don't do real tour days anymore. And so, but I like the fact that the players are able to reap benefits off their names and everything. I think at some point it should be a cap on the NIL. It kind of get out of hand when you have teams throwing money, but overall, I'm happy for the team. I'm happy for the players. What the state of the game is.
Well, the idea of the transfer portal and the thought that 3 so incredibly talented players could be together for 3 years on the same team. Do you think that could happen in today's day and age?
No, I do not. I mean,
that makes what you guys did together
especially with like these kind of caliber guys. I mean, this just not happening. I mean, this dude was averaging 10 yards a carry, and this dude was pushing 2,500. Nobody's staying around for that. But I really feel that, like, as far as the NIL thing goes, the kids are really not learning nothing if they can just go to a school and just because they don't like the way things are, they just go somewhere else. And I understand the money aspect. I mean, like, heck, I'd want to get paid too in college. I mean, if these guys are getting paid, they'd be buying me a house back in the day. They'd be getting paid so much.
Do you think it's like the idea of what you said earlier, you feel that they've lost the idea of what it means to be a Razorback, and does that have something to do with the transfer portal and movement from program to program?
It's definitely a component. I mean, I'll say that just because, I mean, whenever you can't hold on to players and build something, I mean, that's going to be bad. But then the players that are coming in and out, they're not going. I know Darren and I know Felix. They came because the Arkansas name meant something. And I can and definitely Darren's story, like, he was going to be a Razorback no matter what. I don't care what team came, he was going to be a Razorback, probably. Stop me if I'm stopping. But, I mean, there's no pride in that, and I wanted to get back to that. And, I mean, crap, even if they did NIL to where they did 4-year contracts, like, hey, we'll pay you this, but you're going to be here 4 years. I mean, that seems like something more doable, and you'll be a man and have to hold your word by it. So,
and that's my thing. I think a lot of guys, they don't want to compete. I think a lot of guys, they want to be the man. They want to go straight to the top. They're not gonna hold their word. And that's one of the big things about the game today. You know, everybody's a me guy. And like I said, with having guys like this playing the same backfield, you know, we had to be unselfish guys back there. You know, we always looked out for each other when we came to the sideline, try to tell each other what we've seen, you know, talk to the coaches, okay, he's doing this better, let him do this or whatever. And so this day and age, it's not like that with the kids. I don't think they had a kind of sense of pride about themselves and, you know, going out there and competing and battling. We all pushed each other to be better. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is about competition and getting better.
You still love college football? You still love college football, Felix?
Oh yeah. I love watching college football because I see the kids come in or come into an institution, and you know, if they gonna compete,
big words.
if they compete and they work,
try to get a job.
They don't let you talk much, Felix.
Hey guys, we need you to compete. We need you to go out there and work hard. Go get you a college scholarship with some NIL money.
Is he just doing his best, Coach Nutt, right here?
I tell you, I want to go to his high school games where he's talking to these kids.
Felix, these guys don't let you get a word in either, too. That must have been exactly what it was like 20 years ago.
Oh man.
Goodness, I know. I could do another 40 minutes with you, but we're right out of time. So I really appreciate you guys making some time for us. It's a lot of fun, and I know everybody else here at this location is just really excited to meet you. And thanks for coming on with us.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate having us.
This is halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any
what are you
disease.
going to wear? And I was kind of looked at Clay. I was like, kind of what Clay has on right now.
This is halftime. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live on ESPN 95.3, it's Colton Little here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. And folks, I want to tell you how you can save thousands of dollars right now here at Harry Robinson on your next vehicle purchase. Right now, they have up to $11,000 off. That's right, $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras here at Harry Robinson. That GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. You can get up to $11,000 off or 4.9% financing for up to 84 months. If that's not your speed, you can try and lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer 3X with hands-free driving assistance, and you can go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. It's only here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where they're always professional grade. Stop by today and save thousands of dollars at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to make you a morning person. Loading up our omelet biscuit with sausage, ham, and applewood smoked bacon stacked on a fluffy made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Or making a home-style loaded burrito. All that breakfast in a tortilla with crispy hash browns. Good morning, morning person, from Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for 20% off any breakfast purchase of $10 or more. Registration and minimum $10 purchase required. See app for terms.
Razorback fans, mark your calendars. Friday, September 12th at 11:45 a.m., the Fort Smith Razorback Club welcomes Trey Biddy of Hog Sports to Hardscrabble Country Club. The day before the Hogs take on Ole Miss. Enjoy a great lunch, insider Razorback coverage, and the energy of fellow fans. Admission is only $30 per person, or bring your team with a corporate table of 10 for $300. Reserve your spot today by emailing Michael Pierce at genelaw.com. Don't miss Trey Biddy, September 12th. Go Hogs!
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Fun interview.
How cool was that, man?
That was a lot of fun.
Those guys, I've talked to McFadden once. I don't know that I've ever talked to Felix Jones, but Peyton being a teammate, you could tell the camaraderie they had, that they all like each other. That's cool.
Peyton, to me, I don't know. You can see, and I don't know him well. I don't know him at all, really, except for just talking to him yesterday. He turned the charm on. He's got that charm if you really want it, in front of people, on the air with his teammates. That was a lot of fun. I didn't even get a chance to ask him about pinch hitting for the Party Animals.
Yeah. Hey, he put bat on ball.
First pitch. I don't care if they laid it right down the middle for him or not.
Bat on ball. That's right.
You give me an 85-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, and I think I'll have trouble putting bat on ball. So well done, Peyton Hillis. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. I think Darren is going to be in the store here at Rally House very soon. There's quite a long line that is lined up at the back of the store. By the way, the store, we're at Rally House on MLK, the Arena Village location. I have been looking for this very hat for the last 6 years, and nobody's made it, and I finally found it again. I finally found it here, and it's at Rally House. I always have a hat on, except if my kids are getting bar mitzvah. Then it's just a yarmulke. This, by the way, qualifies as a yarmulke, too, if I walk inside a synagogue. But I've got the shape of my head. I can't do the hats that stand up on your head. It's got to be the low profile. Mm-hmm. And I'm like you too, Matt. I can't do the flat brim.
No, I'm not Ryan Sheckler. I'm not Ed Hardy.
Did the flat brim start
I'm not Morgan Wallen or
No.
Brantley Gilbert. Yeah, I can't do that.
The flat brim must have been, is that like 15 years ago it started to come in? It's kind of become old now, truthfully. I got to have a bent brim.
Got to bend a little.
And it's got to be a low profile. And so I found this years ago when I first started doing the baseball games, and they had this black hat with the red baseball A outlined in white. Very simple. And then all of a sudden, it went away. You know a reason I love a black hat, Matt? It hides the stains. The sweat stains get hidden on this really, really well. And so I literally roamed the hat desert, the baseball cap desert, for 6 years trying to find one. I come here to Rally House, look back at their Wallow hats, and there's hundreds of them over there. And if they look, what is that? What is that thing? Right, it's the thing I've been looking for 6 years.
Score.
It's here. It's got a good price, and I'm walking out with that today. I feel really
beautiful.
I already feel good about today. I found a hat that fits. And fits me, it's me. I don't have to fit myself, my own personality into the hat. The hat is actually my own personality. That's great. It's filled with sarcasm. Here's a couple of things fans have texted in that they don't want to see tomorrow. And they didn't say in terms of numbers. It's just things. And it's the first. What do you think the first thing everybody is saying that they don't
Fumbles.
want to see? That
Fumbles.
is absolutely
Too much. We got enough. We had our allotment for the next 3 years last year.
That is top of mind for everybody.
Ball security
is fumbles and sacks, which goes along with the fumbles, as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to see. Now look, it's appreciated that there can be a chunk play for the opponent, no matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But with the problems that they had tackling at times last year and receivers getting open past the defense, the secondary, and really one of the main weaknesses for the defense last year were big pass plays. I'd like to not see anything more than, 20 yards. 20, 25 yards.
Yeah,
if that.
you don't want the Alabama A&M to have a lot of explosive plays. If you would, I think you'd feel good if it was less than 1 a quarter. Like if they have, they're going to have. I mean, they're athletes too. They'll have a couple plays, but if you can kind of keep everything in front of you, that'd be a good start. I'd like to see the defense get a turnover early, and kind of see how many games in a row can our defense get a turnover instead of being just 2 games. You get 9 turnovers last year, being Auburn and Mississippi State. So kind of get that mindset where each week knowing that defense can get you one or 2 extra possessions.
Do you get bothered if they allow 100 yards rushing?
No. It's how it goes about.
Just
it.
how it
it's
happens.
How they do it. If he breaks one for 68 yards and got to 100, okay. But like if he has 14 carries and then all of a sudden, like, they're going for 8, they're going for 21, they're going for 9, then I would be worried about it.
And then there's the score aspect of it. It's like you can look at a final score 70-0 and think, oh, that's great. And what do we have to worry about? Turned out you had to worry about quite a lot. In the first play of the game, you fumbled. Well, there you go. But you remember Portland State? Wasn't that Chad Morris's first year? You needed a last-moment interception, I think, to clinch the game? And that basically told you what you were in for the next 2 years. Nothing like that's going to happen here this time around. This is going to be an ugly game. It's going to be a blowout. You're facing a 25-year-old quarterback, by the way, 7th-year quarterback. I was watching a little bit of Buffalo and Minnesota yesterday, and they're the quarterback for Buffalo is in his 7th year. This isn't going away yet either. It's because you get the Diego Pavia rule. That's kind of sounds like it's going into perpetuity as long as each case is decided for the player. Junior college players end up getting an extra year. But this kid who was playing for Buffalo last night was at Penn State, UConn. I forget the other school he went to, and now he's at Buffalo. You can imagine you start your career at Penn State. Hey, Ma, I'm at Penn State. Buffalo's a good MAC program, but there he is. That's where at least he was there last night. Who knows if he finishes the season?
The Buffalo Bulls, they're supposed to have a really good running back. I don't know a whole lot about Alabama A&M if they have a guy that, one of the things I always look for, especially when you're evaluating talent, is how many guys for this Alabama A&M team could get on the field for these Arkansas Razorbacks. That kind of tells you a little bit right there.
Well, it's just not a lot of those kids that are on this roster that were even coming from an SEC
That's
school.
what I mean. There shouldn't be. What you go over yesterday? You had a list in it. We were position by position. We should have the advantage at every single position.
It was the Democrat Gazette's position by position breakdown, in which Arkansas has the edge and a decided edge at every single position, and it may be the only time this year where they have that edge. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at where some of the A&M players came from. I think they've had one player that's had some time in the SEC, and it's Davion Walker, a sophomore wide receiver. He transferred out of Vanderbilt. Outside of that, a lot of kids from Division II. Here's one from Southern Miss. 10 from Miles College, the school where the coach was at last year. That's Division II. So you're really facing a lot of Division II players that were Division II last year and are now at Alabama A&M this year. Protection of the quarterback. Seth says he wants to see a dominant showing. The dominant show. I think what you really want to see is that you do it in the first half. It doesn't take very long to pull away, and that there's no intrigue. You know how sometimes there's that feeling of, well, we're going to wear them down in the second half. Nothing like that needs to happen tomorrow. Just blow them out early. You really want to put up a couple scores in the first quarter. I don't think we're going to see 10 touchdowns and 10 drives, but I wouldn't mind seeing, getting into the end zone 2 of your first 3 drives at least. Kind of get used to it. 877-377-6963. Scott doesn't want to see 100 yards rushing. And that's what I mean. Last night, UCA runs for 154 against Missouri. But how much of that is, you don't worry about it very much because, Missouri yesterday, it's 9-0 after the first quarter. It's 26-0 after the second quarter. And by there, it's over. You don't really worry about it too much.
You want to see them play clean as an offense. No holding penalties on your offensive line. Can you go on 2? It's going to be the quietest the stadium will be all year. Can you do a couple of different things? Do you have motion? Are you lined up? You kind of want to be buttoned up, and because weird things can happen in the first couple weeks. Not that I think anything weird is going to happen, but you start setting a good example. You start doing things the right way.
Got a Fish City Grill trivia question. We're going to give away a $25 gift card to Fish City Grill, where there's still a couple of days left to enjoy their great specials through the month of August. Jalapeno bacon cobia tacos, grilled branzino, and Texas redfish and grilled shrimp. That'll come with crawfish butter sauce, dirty rice, and herb green beans. That's Fish City Grill, South Bellevue Road, Rogers. Online at fishcitygrill.com. Here's a warning thing. Do not have your quarterback lead the team in rushing this year. Does that sound right?
Well, the last year that happened for the Hogs was the year we went and beat Penn State. We had a 1,000-yard receiver. KJ, I think, had 600 and something yards rushing, and Rocket Sanders was around 500. So most of the time, it's not a good thing if your quarterback leads the team in rushing. But that year, it seemed they won 8 games that year, I believe. Yeah, 9 games.
9 games, 8 in the regular season. Who are the last 4 Arkansas quarterbacks to lead the Hogs in rushing? First person to text in the correct answer will get the $25 gift card to Fish City Grill. Lewis Automotive Hotline for those texts is 877-377-6963. We're live at the Rally House on MLK right here at Arena Village. Darren McFadden is on site, and halftime is back right after this break.
This is halftime. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Colton Little here for ESPN 95.3. I'm at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and folks, I know that the heavens have opened up across the natural state. It's a little bit of a dreary, rainy Thursday, but hey, let me brighten your spirits up just a little bit by letting you know that you can save thousands, that's right, thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase by stopping by Harry Robinson Buick GMC. They have over 300 vehicles available on the lot right now. Heck, I get tired just walking up and down the aisles looking at all the cars. Can barely even make it back into the dealership. Right now, you can save thousands of dollars with state sales tax paid on every single pre-owned vehicle on the lot through Labor Day, only at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Stop by today, exit 11 off I-540 here in Fort Smith, and you can save yourself thousands on your next vehicle purchase because Harry Robinson is taking care of all state sales tax on every pre-owned vehicle now through Labor Day. Stop by today. It's Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
The Big Jelco Outdoors Summer Clearance Sale is going on now. Summer clothing by Ariat, Drake, Under Armour, Wrangler, and more. Men's and women's clothing now 50% off. Select Western boots by Ariat, Justin, R. Watson, Durango, and Twisted X, 50% off. Lazy Man box blinds for hunting season. Save hundreds of dollars off. Don't miss the 50% summer clearance sale. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
This is Pastor Brad Luter with Grand Avenue Baptist Church. For all of our HVAC and plumbing needs, we call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know, 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Second time today, Darren McFadden's joining us here on Halftime. He's sitting right here at our table at the Rally House. I'm Phil Elson, Matt Jones next to me, Darren McFadden. You guys missed each other by 1 year at Arkansas, didn't you?
1 year,
Yep. That would have been amazing, man.
Man,
that would have been amazing.
That would have been fun. I do want to ask you about the big trade in the NFL right now. What are your thoughts on Dallas getting rid of Micah Parsons, going to Green Bay? It's NFC. They did get a D tackle. I think Micah Parsons him and Myles Garrett are the two best defensive ends in the world. But what was kind of your takeaway with that, since you've dealt with Jerry before?
That one, I can definitely say it surprised me, man. I didn't see that coming. I know Jerry, he does what he does with the contracts and everything, so I assumed it would just drag out and then they would get a deal done at the last minute and everybody would be happy. But I definitely didn't see him being traded, man, and hate to see him go to the Packers, man. That's a guy that we're probably going to have to face him one day.
I think you face him this year.
Week 4. Yeah, week 4. Yeah.
You say we. You still identify with the Cowboys?
I grew up a Cowboys fan, man, growing up in Arkansas. And so before playing there, I was a Cowboys fan. So, I like to represent them as we.
He's got the LR chain on, too.
I tell people, man, I'm Arkansas through and through, man. It wasn't another school in the country for me. And, I'm always proud to represent Arkansas.
It was playing for Coach Nutt was just there's no other college coach I'd want to play for. You got a cool Coach Nutt story. I know the first time I ever heard him speak when he was talking to the freshmen, we didn't have a playbook yet, and we're like, let's go play. We're ready. He get you fired up.
Man, Coach Nutt is one of those guys, man. Once you get done with a speech with him, man, you're ready to run through a brick wall for him, man. I can remember we used to have those 48-hour meetings. So we get done on those Thursday nights, and I hate we got to go lay down and wait a whole nother day, because if we could play that Thursday night, man, the way that you're fired up leaving those meetings, like guys are ready to go at it in the parking lot.
He's
10:01, so they do a meeting at 10:01, and then if you win the next week, it's at 10:02. The next week, it's at 10:03, and so that was kind of like one of the things Coach Nutt would do. But he would he would get go and have these beans with a red like checker in it, and he'd be like, "Watch these Razorbacks." You know, like he's going, just getting it, man. He was a great motivator. He still is a great motivator.
He is,
yeah.
man. Anytime I can talk to Coach Nutt, I love talking with him, man. Like you say, he's one of the reasons why I came to the University of Arkansas, and then him having Danny Nutt there, that pretty much sealed the deal for me, man. I love playing for those guys. Still great guys, and keep in contact with both of them to this day.
You're talking about Danny with Felix and Peyton last night. Yeah. Everybody's got a soft spot there, right?
Danny Nutt, man, that's our guy, man. We played with he was one of the guys that recruited us, man, and then unfortunately he had to stop being our coach. I think it was our sophomore year. He ended up moving on, but it was great playing for Danny Nutt, man, and definitely enjoyed him.
You know, another guy that I know meant so much to both of you, and you've talked about him on the air, is Dean Weber.
Oh, yeah.
I know he meant so much to you too, Darren.
Dino, man, that's my guy, man. He's one of those guys just thinking about it, man. Like, damn, man, I miss my guy Dino, man. But Dino was a real great guy, man. He's an Arkansas guy through and through, and you just love having a person like that in your corner, man. Just love being able to be around that guy and being in the presence with him.
How much he
I
has
always
to do
called him an Irish Mr. Miyagi. You know, like he was good. He was a little bit like thick. He was hard. You know, like he's got that Irish mentality and. But yeah, love some Dean Weber.
I tell people my first time meeting Dean Weber, I was in high school, man, coming up on a visit, and we were in the locker room, and Dean's one of the sweetest people ever, man. But he got this little mean streak about him, man. They were getting ready for a game, and he was talking to somebody, and I was like, oh, man, I don't want to cross that old guy there, man. Turned out to be one of the greatest people around, man.
What do you think of the situation with number 5? I think it's awesome that they're gonna put a patch. To me, it seems like, you know, the number 5 lives on in perpetuity, but it means something when it's handed to a player.
That's exactly the way that I look at it. It lives on. You have guys that are wear the number 5, and you know, a lot of people saying retired. For me, when you see a patch with the DM and on these number 5 jerseys, it just represents Darren McFadden, I feel like, and then being able to just stay in that conversation, man, and have my name in that conversation. You see a number 5 jersey, you're gonna think about Darren McFadden, and having that patch on there to honor, I think it means a lot to me. Just if it was just hanging in the Raptor, you know, it'd just be hanging in the Raptors. Nobody would see it, nobody would think about it, man. But it'll still be out there on that field being represented.
You got Reggie Bush was number 5. LaDainian Tomlinson at TCU was number 5. I loved number 5. Gerald Howard was 5 when I got there. Had to get 9.
He remembers numbers like I've never seen.
Jalen Rose was the reason why. Had 5. Loved Jalen Rose. Lamar Odom wore 5 at Rhode Island. What was the did you always like the number 5, or was there a player before you're like, oh, this is why I like this number?
So for me, honestly, man, number 4 was my number.
Okay.
Number 4 was my number. I was a big Sid Cobbs fan.
C4.
So number 4 was my number, and when I got to high school, we had an older guy that already had number 5, and so that had number 4 already. And so I ended up going with number 5, and once I got in, I had to stick with it.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then I saw your Cowboys jersey was 20.
Number 20 is 4 quarters of number 5. I tell everybody that's how I ended up going for number 20 when I got to the league.
When you
they couldn't have a single digit then, right? Like they've changed that now, but yeah.
When you sign an autograph for a Razorback fan or a Cowboys fan, you got to like sign the right number that they're thinking of.
This I always get confused when I'm doing it sometimes. So if I'm looking at Arkansas gear, I know, okay, I'm writing number 5, and then sometimes people will bring a picture. You don't know if you want a number 5 or a 20 on it. And so just depending on what team gear it is, what number I put on there. And like I say, sometimes I get confused. I might write a Darren McFadden 20 on an Arkansas shirt or something. I'm like, oh, damn.
Do you have a relationship with Coach Pittman?
I wouldn't say we have a personal relationship, but I think we have a friendly talking relationship and everything. I go by and visit them when I come in town, and I try to just talk to those guys and be around or whatever. But I wouldn't say we have a everyday personal relationship, but we don't have any bad blood or anything like that.
What do you expect? Do you have expectations for the season for this team?
I want to see. I can't just put a prediction on what's on paper.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy I like to see what's going on and everything, and so. I like to watch the first couple games, but I don't expect this team to be an under 500 team. I think this team can get 7 or 8 wins this year for sure.
I think they're going to score a lot of points.
I think Petrina's going to have a high-flying offense for those guys, and I think we got some playmakers that can. They say some receivers that are starting to step up, and Taylor's getting comfortable in that offense. So I think we're going to be a team that's going to be able to move the ball for sure.
Your hand ever get tired from signing so many autographs?
It's all right. It's been times. I think the worst would be for me with signing autographs when I first came out as a rookie. They were sending us all these little cards to sign, just like stickers. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, man. And so that was one of the times that you would get tired signing those.
Well, D-Mac, it's really great having you on. Appreciated last night with your two former teammates. It's a lot of fun having you and Matt together here. I mean, it's as unique as an interview as I've ever done. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
That's Darren McFadden. He doesn't need any introduction.
Number
really.
5.
Number 5 is alive. And 877-377-6963, our Lewis Automotive Hotline. You want to react to hearing from D-Mac, or you just want to come out here at Rally House because he's here for the next 90 minutes signing autographs. And we've got another hour left on halftime. Stay with us. Back for the Golden Hour right after this.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Elma. From October 26th to the 29th, Crabtree RV will be having their big fall sale complete with great door prices. Bring the little ones on Saturday, October 28th for our community trunk or treat. There will be candy, games, bouncy houses, and more. Whether it's our big fall sale or trunk or treating, you'll not want to miss these October events at Crabtree RV Center in Elma.
Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
At Arvest Bank, we believe small businesses are the backbone of communities. Whether you're just getting your business off the ground, planning for future growth, or managing the day-to-day, we want you to thrive. That's why we help businesses of all kinds find their strength. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly cloudy skies. There is a chance of a few showers across the south. Our high today, upper 70s to low 80s. We should see a decrease in the clouds later tonight, upper 50s to low 60s. And just a slight chance of showers to storms across the south on Saturday, highs mid 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 1 day. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com. We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that would respect it. Actually, if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
Bill said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. my heart, dog. Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What angle one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Back into our second hour here. Halftime continues on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, my partner Matt Jones. Ty Richardson is in the studio. I didn't even introduce Ty throughout the show today. How rude of me.
Boys.
Absolutely rude of me. It's good to have him there. And we have Christian back with us on Monday. And we are live at Rally House for the last hour of the show. The autograph session has started, and it looks like somebody's got a shopping cart full of stuff for Darren to sign, too. I don't know if there's a limit, but this lady here may be at her limit. 20, 25 things to sign all at once. You brought up the rookie signing that you did your first year in the NFL. How many do you think you signed at that?
He's right. They would send you these stickers and the certain pin that would go with it. It was something like you got like $5 or $10 a sticker. So it was a decent little chunk, but it's you're signing 1,000 of them or so. It's it was something.
It's like I remember, when you buy a house, you got to sign your name 50 or 60 times. And it's like when you repeat the same word over and over again, the word loses its meaning. My name lost its meaning after the 20th different time I signed my name. I forgot how to spell it. My hand forgot how to make an H properly. It's not like my handwriting is lovely anyway, but it was just about as illegible as it could be after 20 signatures.
Tony Bua had a really cool signature. He was number 22, and he would write the 22 as a T and a B type, the way he could do it. Like
that's elaborate.
He was, but he was one of my favorite teammates.
I still, at some point, do you think someone will bring? Where was it that you got the shark tooth? The shark tooth shiv.
Yellville.
That was at Yellville.
Still got
at
it in my
grocery.
Still got it in my car.
But the guy brought it to you, and you signed. Did you sign something for him there? Was it a rookie card?
It was. It was like a 1 of 1. So they do call it thing called I don't know if it was the rookie symposium, but there's another rookie deal they have where if you're a first rounder or a marquee player, you go out to USC to Los Angeles, and they do all these different things of putting a jersey on and catching some, so it's not necessarily game worn, but it was worn. You put it on, wear it for a second, and then they can say, jersey worn by.
Told you my daughter got a signed jersey for the bar mitzvah last week from her friends who know she's a crazy Steelers fan. They got her, and I guess if you're going to be identified as a crazy Steeler fan, you might have a former crazy Steeler as your jersey. Got a signed Antonio Brown.
Nice.
84. That is you asked for an Antonio Brown signed jersey. It's almost like tongue in cheek, right? It's been a long time since he played there, but she won't. I don't think she's going to wear it. She'll just put it up on the wall.
Antonio Brown had about 3 years where he was the best Z receiver. There's X.
Caught everything that came his way.
He was the best at his position for a handful of years. I was a big now. You get concussions and you act a little different, and a lot of people say that perfect hit from Cincinnati when they hit, that's when it started to change, and there might be some truth to that.
Yeah, a line of demarcation. I was looking at some of the Razorbacks that transferred out and wondering where it is that they fit in where at their current schools. And a lot of these schools do not put out depth charts right now, so you're not quite sure exactly where they slot in. It's just as the season goes on, you'll get a better sense. Desmond James, on a couple of the websites I'm reading about Cal football, and there are Cal football fans out there. Desmond James, the star of the Liberty Bowl, who I think Arkansas is still trying to get back NIL money from, is third string at Cal. Cal's totally rebuilt. And, You know what the situation at Cal is, where former Washington Redskins and Commanders coach Ron Rivera is not only the general manager, but he doesn't even answer to the athletics director. He answers to the school president. And so he's the one. He would be the guy that's responsible for whatever money they gave to Desmond James. And it looks like he put on a ton of muscle. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's led to, and I know they've completely changed their wide receiver room. When you watched him in the Liberty Bowl last year, are you thinking to yourself, oh, it's going to be one of the stars next season for Arkansas? 3 catches, what was it, almost 100 yards, including one of the over 100 yards in the longest play in school history.
Well, when you watch that, you kind of took into account that Texas Tech's defense, like we were talking about earlier, that how many of these guys could actually play for the Hogs or play big time. These bowl games, and I know you like to say they're standalone games, but some of the lower tier bowls, you just really don't. It's kind of like a jamboree almost. You really can't really buy into it too much. Did he flash and show some talent? Yes.
But how many third stringers did you do that
That's what I mean. The Texas Tech didn't have anybody out there that was going to be playing on Sunday that day. I think they had a D tackle that was pretty decent, but they look slow. And then it's a product of motivation. You know, how many of those guys wanted to be there? Talk about a team that's revamped. I mean, that's a totally different team than they were last year, Texas Tech.
And they were a different team in the Liberty Bowl than they were even in the season leading up to it. Same as Arkansas. You know, as I just looked at the offensive players. I just had time to do that this morning, but Isaiah Sategna, Josh Braun, and Patrick Kudus are the only ones that left that are starting for the teams that they're with. And I'm assuming Luke Hasz would have started for Ole Miss had he not injured himself. I think the injury also occurred before camp began. But Ty Washington, look, Washington's going to get plenty of snaps at Notre Dame. Second stringer, though. It's not starting, but I bet you he gets plenty of chances. Sategna is the starting H receiver at Oklahoma.
I like Sategna. I thought Sategna had promise last year. You know, him and C.J. Brown. So I think Sategna's gonna. I think he's gonna blow it up this year.
There's Braun, who's the starting left guard at Kentucky. I don't think big things expected out of Braun. And Kudus was the star of the incoming transfer class for Ole Miss. And if they've got injuries at up on the offensive line, boy, they're going to need Kudus. And that's one of the schools that didn't put out a depth chart, so I'm not sure if Kudus is one of the guys that's hurt. Otherwise, Malachi Singleton will back up at Purdue. Rashad Dubinion, second-string running back at App State. And then there's James, third stringer at Cal. 877-377-6963. Which one of them will end up having the best season? Think it'll be Sategna? I'd have thought it'd have been Hasz if he's healthy, but he's not.
Dubinion's gonna do really good at App State. You know, he's an SEC caliber running back, dropping down classification. I think Dubinion's gonna crush it. Sategna, man, I think Sategna has a lot of potential. Slot guy, wherever you want to put him. I think he's extremely talented.
Here's Scott in Harrison on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Great, thank you.
Oh, no, I was a little bit different. I wanted to talk about, you guys are talking about, of course, I love D-Mac and everything, and him signing autographs. I want to talk about some of the cooler ones I got.
Sure.
I've got a Christian Okoye signed jersey, a Brett Saberhagen signed jersey. And
you are obviously a Kansas City sports fan.
Oh, yeah. I have been all my life. I know there's a lot of, Johnny-come-latelys, but I've always been. And so, but no, I actually talked to Christian Okoye on the phone one night. And I said, would you ever consider coming and doing a signing, and maybe we could make some money and get you some money? And he's like, his only answer was yes. That was it.
A man of few words, huh?
More. He was. And then, so that was pretty cool. But, I've also, I actually met Matt here in Harrison. He came to Brick Oven Pizza. Like to have you guys both come down here sometime. That'd be awesome.
We've spent a couple of nights in Harrison before.
Yeah, Harrison's good.
I think we've even been to Brick Oven Pizza a couple times too.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. no, I thought that was pretty cool. It's neat to think about those guys. And then I was at the College World Series. My son got to play back when it was Rosenblatt, and I got to meet Dave Winfield.
Ooh, that's cool.
And yeah, he was actually headed to his car after he did his. They always have the guys there. He did his signing, and he was leaving, and he was going out to his SUV, and we had the boys going across the road to get ready for our game, but we were going in to go watch a game there at Rosenblatt, and he got back out of his vehicle, and he come over and he talked to the kids and signed autographs. Just a great guy. So it's pretty neat. Some of these guys are pretty amazing, and I know they've got a lot on their plate and a lot they do, but I just wanted to say thank you to guys that got a lot, and they're working hard, and they're doing everything they can to be the best they are, and you got to appreciate them,
Thanks very much, Scott. 877-377-6963. I got a good autograph story here real quick for you. There's a pitcher named Ryan Duran with the Yankees in the 60s. My father grew up as a Yankees fan. Duran was known for having Coke bottle glasses. He also had no command whatsoever. Now, my father, in his teenage years, is trying to get an autograph in the parking lot from Ryan Duran. Duran gets in his car. He's trying to get away from the kids. He didn't want to sign any autographs. My dad sticks his hand with the baseball and the pen into Duran's car as his wife starts the car and begins to roll up the window on his hands to the point where he had to drop the ball and the pen in the car. Otherwise, he was going on a ride with Ryan Duran and Mrs. Duran. I wonder if that kind of thing happens anymore.
How cool.
In today's age of phone cameras and social media, no, I don't think they're dragging kids out of Yankee Stadium parking lot in somebody's car. That's always one of the ones I think of, chasing folks down in the parking lot. I think you probably appreciate the idea of autographs at a situation like this a little bit better.
They called him the Big Cat. Galarraga?
Galarraga, yeah.
So I went and saw the Cubs, Rockies play, and then we were in the hotel, and I saw him in the hallway. And that's the only autograph I've ever got.
Let's break here on halftime, and when we return, it's Neil Atkinson from Bet Sarazen. We'll see what's going on with college football's first real weekend underway already. Halftime back in a moment.
Mango like candy.
This is halftime. Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location. It's Colton Little here today at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Folks, football is officially back. What a great Thursday night slate of games we had last night. Some good action. Boise State, complete frauds. I'll tell you who's not a complete fraud and what's also back. Harry Robinson is bringing back state sales tax paid on every single pre-owned vehicle on the lot right now. Come up here to Harry Robinson, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. And if you're thinking about getting yourself into a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle today, Harry Robinson is the place to do it. Maybe you just want to trade your car. There's no better place to get that done than Harry Robinson because they always offer you more for your trade. Stop by today, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith, and save yourself hundreds, likely thousands of dollars with state sales tax paid on every single pre-owned vehicle on the lot at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
The Big Jelco Outdoor Summer Clearance Sale is going on now. Summer clothing by Ariat, Drake, Under Armour, Wrangler, and more. Men's and women's clothing now 50% off. Select Western boots by Ariat, Justin, R. Watson, Durango, and Twisted X, 50% off. Lazy Man box blinds for hunting season. Save hundreds of dollars off. Don't miss the 50% summer clearance sale. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Go to the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Bet Saracen's Neil Atkinson joining us for a Friday afternoon hit. The college football season has started, Neil, and I'm sure you guys are feeling that on Bet Saracen at this very moment, aren't you?
All righty, yeah. Last night is incredible. I think we had 14 different games that you could bet on the site last night. Had it is a little bit more because of all those games. It was even more than a regular NFL, Thursday night game with the college games that we have on Thursday. So out of the gate, I mean, we're doing more than we did on the Thursday before last year. I think there's a few more games this year. But yeah, it was incredible, and we had some interesting ball last night, especially in that South Florida and Boise State game. I don't think very many saw that one coming, and that was the biggest loser for the bettors last night on that one. But yeah, it's here, and hey, everything that we've done, worked hard for, and getting ready for this weekend, getting it there, and still got a few little tweaks to make between now and the NFL kickoff. But a lot of exciting things going on.
A lot of people taking advantage of the Survivor Series for the NFL Survivors. We're doing an SEC Survivor Series here on halftime, just between me, Matt, and Christian. But these have really taken off in popularity for the start of football seasons the last few years.
Oh, the Survivor Series! Before we even told anybody about it, because we wanted to turn it on production, and in the first 2 days we have over 1,200 signups. For the various different levels. Of course, the $1 one is the most popular one, and I just wanted to do one for $1 to make it accessible to everybody, because a lot of these Survivor Series and Last Man Standing type formats that we've done can get kind of pricey, but we wanted to bring it to where everybody could enjoy it and have fun with it, and we let you have 5 entries at each different level. So this week is a little bit different. We're keeping registration open until midnight on Wednesday night, and just the way the software is, and we're going to fix this for later on. But I have to close registration before I can open up pick selection for the NFL week. But the way we're doing the NFL selections is we're making it a little bit more liberal than most of the contests. Most of the contests is you have to have your week's pick in by Sunday, like at 5 o'clock or so. We're going to actually keep the picks open as long as there's still a game pending to kick off, and we're going to shut it off an hour before Monday Night Football. So if you mess up and don't get your picks in on Sunday, you still have Monday, provided that the teams playing on Monday you haven't already selected and used them as your winner. Because the way the Survivor Series works is that you just pick a winner of one NFL game each week. You don't have to worry about the spread, win or lose. But once you pick a team to win a game, they're out. You cannot pick them to win again. You cannot use them again. So you got 32 teams in 17 weeks, and we're going to see how far we go. And at the very end of it, last person standing gets the whole pool. There's no commission. There's no fees taken out. It's 100% entries are all paid out, and if there's a tie, we'll just split it equally amongst the people that tie.
Do you find people stay away? Now I know that Bet Saracen kind of just makes a line for when Arkansas plays against an FCS school, but most betting houses do not. Do you find people? I know a lot of people stay away from really large lines. Do you find people stay away from this game tomorrow mostly?
Well, usually they do, but with the recent history of the FCS versus the SEC, we had a little bit more on Missouri last night to cover that spread than we did UCA. But the only reason we had, it was more balanced than it was nationwide because, we're here in Arkansas, and I know we got a lot of Central Arkansas fans, and I know they hope, they wanted to believe that Missouri wouldn't hung that many points on them. But what I have seen on the FCS ones, they're not afraid to do it, and we've got several SEC matches up this weekend with high spreads, including Arkansas. But they're not shying away from this spread. Now, the Arkansas line, we put that line out at 39.5. We thought we had a pretty good line, and we were pretty proud when the consensus came out and had it at 42.5. And what we saw on Wednesday morning on one of the national books, they must have taken a huge bet, and Wednesday morning about 9 o'clock it went to 46.5. But we didn't see a whole lot of action either way, and we held it at 43.5. Until later on that night, and we finally had to move it to 46 because everybody started jumping in on it. So, that's where the line currently is. I don't see it moving that much between now and then, but you never know what could happen. But 46 points is a lot of points, and if you would have gotten on that one earlier, you would have gotten a much better line. But sometimes that can go either way. But on this one, I saw it raising a little bit, but I didn't know it was going to go a full touchdown. But, hey, that's what sports betting is all about. If we put a line that's too low and you think it's too low, put the money there, and we'll adjust accordingly. And those that betted earlier come out looking good as long as Arkansas does what we think they're going to do against Alabama A&M.
I was reading about the Texas-Ohio State game today, and I see Ohio State favored -1.5, but it was -3. Earlier in the week. It's a lot of movement for this game. Are you seeing the same aspect locally in Arkansas? A lot of money coming in on Texas.
Absolutely, and here's the thing with Texas. When Texas was getting 3 points, and so that's a lot of the data that's in here. Now it's down to 1. Right now on the point spread, there's 56% of the handle of all the money that's on that game is on the Texas Longhorns anywhere at -1. At +1 to +3. So the betting public is still going with Texas on that, and that's why that line has come down. If you go to the money line, though, it's still Texas is 56% on the money line, which I thought was very, very interesting. So 56% on the money line and 56% on the Longhorns. And right now with it at 1. They're basically the same bet. If you want to give up a little bit more juice for the -1 versus the money line, but and it's not just Bet Saracen, and I'm pulling in national stats. There's more money on Texas, but the line's still holding it Ohio State, giving them that 1 point.
There was a story in Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports had put out this confidence survey for fans and media members too, on a game-by-game basis. I mean, it's the same idea as, if I would look at it, if you vote 6 out of 10, you think they're going to win that game. If you vote 4 out of 10, you think they're going to lose that game. The idea of confidence in the team. Are you when you're in preseason and you got people that are putting on the Arkansas specials, kind of where they think Arkansas is going to finish in terms of the win totals? Where do you sense this fan base is on optimism or pessimism, or just kind of think they're spinning their wheels?
I think there's some optimism because we have a significant liability at over 5.5 wins. And if you look at that line for Arkansas, under 5.5 is minus 130, where you go over 5.5, you're getting positive odds at plus 115. So, the public is still betting on Arkansas to win, 6 or more games this season. Now, once we get to the line at 6.5 and 7.5, I think some people are taking some possible value bets there. But on Bet Saracen, people really do think they're going to win at least 6 games. At least that's where they are putting their money. So this schedule is something else. I mean, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on the Arkansas State game later on the night to see how they perform against SEMO, and they got a 10-point spread there, and I think people are going to be looking at that game to kind of see what Arkansas is going to be against next week. But of course, Arkansas State needs to be careful and not overlook SEMO with just a 10-point spread and overlook and not have a good game there looking ahead to Arkansas. But it sounds like Arkansas is totally focused on this game against Alabama A&M, and I'm nervous about it. You would think 46, hey, we got a fighting chance, but we saw what they did to UAPB last year, and we know Auburn hung 73 on them last year. But there's different coaching staffs and different personnel. But what we've already seen with power schools against SES, it has not been turned out pretty for the SES schools for the most part.
Neil, let's leave it there, and we'll get into more of especially the NFL next week with the season starting up on Thursday. Appreciate your time. Thanks, man.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Make sure you bet with your head and not over it. Keep sports betting fun and entertaining. And looking forward to next week talking about the NFL. We'll have the Phillies. Not the Phillies. We'll have the Philadelphia Cowboys game in the books, and we'll be looking at the Kansas City game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That's on Friday night. So it's going to be a fun week, and of course, it's Arkansas State, first in history in Little Rock. I know a lot of people are looking for that. So let's get through this weekend, and then we can concentrate on those festivities. Everybody have a safe Labor Day weekend.
Bet Saracen works on your iPhone. Just download from the App Store. For Android users, Google Play. Bet Saracen works only inside the state of Arkansas, and it's Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Stay with us. Halftime returns live at Rally House at Arena Village on MLK in Fayetteville right after this break.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
This is Halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. Outdoers get more done.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Checking back in here on ESPN 95.3. Colton Little here today at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Folks, it's Labor Day coming up right here next Monday. Labor Day is a transition time. You move from summer into fall. You can't wear white anymore. And also, it's a great time to transition into a new set of wheels. Here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you can save up to $4,000 on that new GMC Sierra. It's going to conquer the road with confidence, and you can get into that vehicle for a payment as low as $300 a month with the right credit. Stop by Harry Robinson Buick GMC today and see how you can save hundreds, likely thousands of dollars on not only new vehicle purchases, but trades. And to make things sweeter here, Harry Robinson is taking off the state sales tax on every single one of these pre-owned vehicles on the lot. So stop by today and make your Labor Day better than ever here with Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. This is Colton Little on ESPN 95.3.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Razorback fans, mark your calendars. Friday, September 12th at 11:45 a.m., the Fort Smith Razorback Club welcomes Trey Biddy of Hog Sports to Hardscrabble Country Club. The day before the Hogs take on Ole Miss. Enjoy a great lunch, insider Razorback coverage, and the energy of fellow fans. Admission is only $30 per person, or bring your team with a corporate table of 10 for $300. Reserve your spot today by emailing Michael Pierce at genelaw.com. Don't miss Trey Biddy, September 12th. Go Hogs. Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family, too. With the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
This party's off the hook. I had to take a closer look. Would it be possible, honey, to have a little talk with you?
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Home stretch of the golden hour on a Friday. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Ty Richardson in the studios. Jeremy's the regional director for Rally House. Thanks for having us out here today. It's been a lot of fun. And how about D-Mac? He doesn't even need the chair for the autograph session. Standing for him today.
Yeah, I've been standing the whole time.
Sorry, I had your mic down, Matt.
Still an athlete. That's right.
That's right. He looks like an athlete, too, truthfully. Jeremy, we were getting into it earlier about Rally House, which how long has Rally House been open here at this location?
At this location, a little over a year. They opened. They took over the old game day store last March. A year ago this past March, and then we expanded in February. So we're about twice the size we used to be.
Wow. So you know there's so many merchandise shops. What makes Rally House stand out amongst the rest of them?
Two things. We really focus on locality. So we carry anything and everything local that you can think of. Your sports teams, anything local and regional. And then we carry everything year round. So if you're looking for a hoodie in the middle of July, we've got it.
Okay.
If you're looking for a tank top in the middle of December, we've got it. So we like to make sure our stores are filled to the brim, and we have everything you're looking for.
Well, and it looks like you may have to restock your football collection, or at least your football supply, because everybody's walking up either with the football with the autograph panel or the mini helmet. So I think somebody's going to have to order these things later today.
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually going to have the assistant manager here do it as soon as I get off the radio.
877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive hotline. The wall of hats is my favorite part of this. Told you this. I mean, why did it take 6 years to be able to find one of these black hats with the red baseball A and the white outline? Why did it take 6 years?
Because you took 6 years to get up here.
It took 6 years for you guys to actually buy the shop and renovate it and turn it into what it is right now. Yeah, and all the kids stuff too. You get stuff for babies, got stuff for kids of every age.
Absolutely, we've got everything from newborns to 6X big and tall.
You know, you're really gonna have fun with is handling the parking tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Our parking lot is smaller than the store, I think.
Pretty much. Well, I guess last night with the soccer game across the field, you could kind of feel that, couldn't you?
We could. We have, I will say this about the University of Arkansas. They show up for any and all sports, whether it's soccer, club hockey, or football. They show up.
Welcome mats. Listen, you never really realized, 30, 40 years ago that sports paraphernalia was also going to be welcome mats. But now everybody's got to have them. I mean, I've got Razorback welcome mats at my house, too. You get plenty of those here. Every T-shirt, every sweatshirt. The kids probably buy every sweatshirt right off the rack since they wear them 24/7 all around the year now.
Yes. So we've got welcome mats. We've got coasters. We've got...
You even have the striped Razorback warm-up overalls.
Absolutely.
Got to have those.
We've got serving trays, for hosting a watch party.
Man, we need to get you a pair of overalls. When's the last time you wore overalls?
I mean,
Do they even make overalls that fit you?
No, if you're going to the deer woods, you going duck hunting, doing stuff like that, you got to have a nice pair. Man, those are the iconic ones though. The overalls they got over here, that's what you want. Like if you're a Razorback fan and that's what you want, woo pick suey.
I used to love to. Didn't the basketball team have striped warm-up pants too at some point?
Possibly.
I know Indiana had to have them. I thought I saw back in the day.
Tennessee did for a little bit, I think, too.
Man, it's going to make somebody 6'6" look like he's 7'6". That's unfair. It's really unfair. Speaking of deer stand, you know what was really funny? We were going to have Jeremy on an hour ago, but instead Darren McFadden stepped in, and Jeremy said, "Why don't you interview him instead?" And he does a lot of other interviews, including a station that he said he does a weekly hit with a station that has called him while he's in the deer stand. Now, I would think you want to be quiet when you're in the deer stand, no matter what. So how often are you going to do a radio interview when you're whispering? Doesn't quite work, does it? Now, I'm not a hunter, are you?
I'm not. I've never been a hunter. I grew up in the city, so not much hunting in the city.
That's right. You said Oklahoma City. I said Pittsburgh, and yet we still got 2 days off of school for the beginning of deer hunting season.
We did not in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I didn't have a single friend. So you're not? Are you an OU guy? OSU?
No, I'm a Razorbacks fan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yes, sir. Woo pig.
Really smart move. That's the only way to. You would not have taken the job, I think, if you were not a Razorback fan, is my guess.
That is correct. We drove up in December to look at houses, and my wife fell in love with the area. I'd been to Arkansas for years growing up, but I had never been to the Fayetteville area, and she loved the area, thought it was gorgeous.
If I worked at a store like this, I would have way too many hats.
I do.
What would you end up having too much of?
That's my favorite thing. Absolutely. Probably the pullovers that are real light, real kind of, not too thick, because you can wear them underneath the T-shirt. Then you can wear them so the pullovers are what's popping.
I would walk out of here with probably 12 different hats. Of course, they have to be the low profile and the curved brim. Otherwise, can you curve the flattened brims? Does it even work anymore? All the strategy?
Yeah, mine's The one I have it's naturally flat billed, and I curve it every time I get it.
It looks so uncomfortable to wear one of those hats. Really? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy one. It's just for me. It's personal choice. It'd be like wearing your underwear inside out, or or reverse. It just doesn't feel right. When you put them on like that.
Very Jason Giambi.
That was a golden one, wasn't it? I think that was a gold. You probably don't sell a golden jockstrap here, unfortunately.
We do not.
I thought he was going to say, yeah, we got one in the back. We got one in the back.
Actually, in the back room. Yeah, it's like you have to go to those greeting card stores. You can find some very interesting greeting cards in the back room only.
We might have them online.
They're very good. All right, well, now I know exactly what I want next time we come out here. Maybe even find a place to get it autographed by you, Matt.
Ooh.
Somebody hands you a golden jockstrap and says, autograph this. What do?
You pull out the glitter Sharpie, and you go to work.
I think the first question you ask is that clean? And then I'll sign it. Now, watch somebody walk up with one of those at some point. Now, Darren obviously has signed countless autographs today and yesterday. Matt, you signed a bunch of autographs too. I signed 2 today, but it's on a baseball, and I hate signing baseballs. I'm the baseball guy too, and I can't sign like Matt.
What about the golf ball? You see the golf that has to be the dent. That has to be hard, right?
How do you even write on a golf ball?
I think that's why baseballs, like if you get a baseball signature, you see they're real short.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do the long script. They're just
baseball players are so good at signing balls. I have no clue how they pull it off. From the very start, they've been practicing their autographs since they were before they were born. They were practicing their autographs for crying out loud. I still can't get it right. The baseball, trying to sign a baseball for me is like wearing a flat brimmed hat with a high top.
Fair enough.
It feels like I'm naked while I'm trying to do it. So yeah, give me the flat baseballs. Those are the things I can sign just a little bit easier. Well, it's a great event, and obviously people are just so fired up to. The line to meet Darren and Peyton and Felix yesterday was really long. It looks like it's just as long today. The part of the fun of this is that some of these people that are getting autographs for him weren't even alive when he was running for the Razorbacks, too.
Yeah.
Want to make you feel old? There you go.
There was a young gentleman that just left. He said, you were the first game I ever went to was the Miracle on Markham. I was like, all right, cool. He goes, I was in my mom's belly.
And all of a sudden, you just the wrinkles just start growing immediately when you hear something like that. You can't help it. Well, you'll only end up getting more stories like that as you get older, Matt, because at some point you meet that person's child, and they get to tell you, my dad was in his mom's belly when he saw you for the first time. Be like, guess what? He didn't see me.
There was a guy. This is years ago. He came up and he said, "Hey, this is our son. It's and he named him Peyton after Peyton Hillis."
That's good. Mm-hmm. First autograph I got was from former Philadelphia Phillies outfielder Richie Ashburn, who's a Hall of Famer, nicknamed Whitey, but he was a member of their broadcast team for years. And this is like 1978, 79. I think I'm 1 year old when this happens. And my parents are friends with people that are on the radio in Pittsburgh with the Pirates, so they were able to get not seats, but they let us up in the press box. I'm in a stroller. I'm literally a baby. I'm a newborn. Foul ball flies through the booth. It's an unoccupied booth. It goes right through a doorway that's open too. My father runs back. He's like, "This is my chance to get a foul ball." He reaches for it. At the very moment, Richie Ashburn grabs the ball first. He was one of the greatest center fielders of his time. He's a lot faster than my father. Richie Ashburn grabs the ball first with my dad reaching for it. He realizes that this young couple has a baby, hands my dad the ball, says, "Do you have something to sign?" He signed an autograph for me. I'm like 2 months old. Probably played catch with that ball 5 months later.
My first autograph was Brian Jordan, St. Louis Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Falcons.
I was going to say, he could play football too, yeah.
Yep.
He was good at both. I think he was a little better at baseball.
For the Arizona Cardinals too in football.
I don't remember if he did.
Yeah.
I remember him with the Falcons.
Yeah.
I just remember the Falcons. Yeah.
You still have that autograph? Because I do not have the Richie Ashburn baseball.
Somewhere. I think it's at my dad's house, actually. I think he's got it in his man cave right now.
Jackie texted in, Matt. My wife has a picture of Matt I'm just going to end the text right there. That's all it is. My wife has a picture of Matt. Now, my wife has a picture of Matt in her locker in high school with a heart frame.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, I love it. That's great. That's great. Jeremy, big event. Thanks for having us out. He's even signing pylons now.
Yeah, that's the first one I've seen of the pylons.
Did you ever sign artificial turf? Sign like a big patch of grass before?
Gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. You sign a face mask? You ever try to sign one of those things? That seems impossible. If you can sign a golf ball, you can sign a face mask.
Well, we learned the line does not stop at the golden jockstrap.
That's right.
No, it doesn't. The line is way after that. All right. We'll be back in a moment. We'll wrap things up here at the Rally House at Arena Village on MLK in Fayetteville. This is halftime.
This is halftime.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live on ESPN 95.3, Colton Little here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Hey, quick question. Do you even know what your vehicle is worth? If you don't, stop by Harry Robinson today. It takes less than 10 minutes. You can find a valuation on your vehicle, and that's important in today's market. You never know how much it's worth. Get a free appraisal here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Takes less than 10 minutes, and there's never been a better time to outright sell or trade your car, and Harry Robinson is the place to do it. Stop by today, exit 11 off I-540 here in Fort Smith, because nobody will pay more for your trade than Harry Robinson Buick GMC. And right now, through Labor Day Monday, state sales tax is being knocked off of every single pre-owned vehicle purchase through Monday, Labor Day. So get up here while this deal lasts. Get yourself a new set of wheels thanks to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith, and online at harryrobinson.com. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants. $3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust. The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Fly so swift, ring won't lift, he won't close.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Well, Matt Jones, the hay is officially in the barn now. I mean, it really is. That's all we got, leading up until the first game at least. But you got to leave some hay for a jamboree, right? Let's have maybe a couple of pitchforkfuls, and then the hay's really, I think, in the barn next Friday before Arkansas State.
Ooh, man. Yeah, let's go out there and play a clean game. Try not to turn the ball over. No penalties on offense. A lot of times when you get penalties, it's because you're not very good. The other team's better, so you got to reach or grab or take the wrong step. But when you're the better team, there's no reason to get penalties. And sometimes you'll get some effort penalties, but you want to see the offense look sharp.
No injuries, too, right?
Never
You never want that no matter what.
Yeah.
But how about like Mizzou last night? And I didn't realize this. People texted in about it because I didn't watch the game. But Sam Horn did play, but he got one play and hurt his knee.
Wow.
I don't know what the severity of it is, but they're planning on playing two quarterbacks. They play one of them, and he gets in for one play, and that's it. Looked like it was a running play, or he got away from the pass rush. So hey, that's rough. I mean, that's the kind of thing against anybody, not just your FCS team. I guess the quarterback battle's over, at least for the time being, right? It's Bo Pribula for Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri, their schedule's pretty light. I'd take Missouri's schedule right now. So I think they're a team they'll Missouri probably win 8-9 games this year.
Oh, hey, Matt, Landon from Alma said he wanted you to mention something that everybody really wanted to hear. Liverpool versus Arsenal on Sunday. Will we see easy?
Liverpool is not. They have 4 new players from last year, so you're watching them kind of come together as a team. You got a couple older guys. I've watched both their games so far this year, and they had a 16-year-old kid score the game winner in extra time against Newcastle. Newcastle was a man down for most of that game and looked like the better team. So I don't know that Liverpool's very sharp right now. Arsenal has Saka, Declan Rice. I mean, Arsenal, that's the Alabama type of team. They got a lot of really, really good players. That's Texas, Ohio State is what that is. Those are two. If either one of those teams won the Premier League, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay.
Man, I'm fired up for that Texas-Ohio State game. I know our pregame show, the Learfield pregame, begins at 12 noon tomorrow, so I'll get a chance to watch a little bit of it before we start all of our programming. I know Arkansas Game Day starts earlier than that. Should be on the air at, Ty? Is it 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? 12 noon Learfield, Hog Reaction afterwards, and kind of get into the whole routine of the football season to cover them. I will watch Auburn and Baylor tonight. I mean, that's the first time you get a chance to see one of Arkansas's opponents against a real FBS college football team, and I don't know what to expect from Auburn. I really don't. It's been a very weird offseason, and that's one of the games, Matt, that I'm looking at is this year. You have to win your home games. You have to win your home games if you're going to get out with a plus 500 season. Absolutely. And I'm not counting Notre Dame in that. I mean your conference games. And Auburn is one of them. And it's not like Arkansas has always put their best foot forward at home under Coach Pittman. And I expect they're going to play well tomorrow and look just fine. The next time they come to Razorback Stadium, it's Notre Dame. And, by then we'll have a real sense of who they are. After that, then it's A&M and Auburn. So, I want to get a sense of what Auburn looks like tonight. 3 quarterbacks, 3 play callers. But I understand they're supposed to have a pretty good defense. So we'll see.
Auburn catches lightning in a bottle, it seems like, about once every 10 years, and I don't think this is the year.
No, I don't think this will be the year. Seth reminded us that Brian Jordan also played for the Braves. I do remember with the Braves.
I remember that. I thought for some reason I thought he played, but he didn't. I looked. He only played for the Falcons.
Only the Falcons, but he gave up football to finish with baseball.
Easier on your body,
right? Like Dion kept playing football.
Dion played like 18 years or something. He He played. The only game ball I ever got for my 4 years in Jacksonville was when Deion Sanders was covering me. I had 100 yards. Nobody, don't tell him he was 37 years old though at the time.
Yeah, I think Deion retired from baseball before football.
Mm-hmm.
He was 33 when he left the game of baseball, and that's wild to think about somebody that's going to stop playing baseball first, and then keep playing football for as long as he did. Man. So that's a one of one.
Yes,
and
it is.
I do like his idea of paying college players for the playoff. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if and that money would have to come from the actual playoff themselves. It wouldn't be from the schools. This is my expectation. Because your NIL deals, aren't they just supposed to work for the regular season, right? And then they're going to figure out whether or not you're going to stick around for the bowl game. The thought is, of course you're going to play in the playoff. Unless you're a second-string quarterback who's looking for a job for the next year, and then, yeah, you go out and, man, college football's so weird. No show Monday. We'll look forward to being back with everybody on Tuesday and rehash Arkansas and Alabama A&M and then get you set for the big Arkansas State game. We're in Little Rock twice as well next week. Charlotte Potts State Farm in West Little Rock, and also Whole Hog Cafe on Cantrell. So it's going to be a big week for us tomorrow and halftime, too. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast coming out soon. If you missed the interviews with Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis, and Felix Jones, and our talk with Just D-Mac when I had Matt here with me earlier, that'll be on the Halftime Podcast, too. Ruskin and Jack coming up in a few moments. For Matt and Ty, I'm Phil. That's halftime. Get up, get out, and get better.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Back to school means back on your feet, and True Grit Running Company has you covered. Whether you're a student, teacher, nurse, or retail warrior, our footwear keeps you moving in comfort and style. Shop top brands and discover new ones. Plus, the best socks, insoles, and gear that'll keep you going strong all year long. This season, step into success at True Grit Running Company, where comfort meets grit. Located on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Run in today before the bell rings. True Grit Running Company, fueled by passion, built for you.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could beat lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total